town. Ain't a line that I won't cross. This is the payoff.
Hello, good morning, and welcome. You are watching live pictures of this beautiful facility here in the nation's capital of Morocco, the city of Rabat. On the right-hand side of your screen, and on the other side of the screen is the twin city of Saleh. And welcome once again to the Royal Nautique Pro. My name is Tony Lightfoot, and glad to have you on board. And we're looking forward to some great on-water action with the tricks and the slalom event coming up real soon. There you see as we work our way towards the actual venue of our action itself. You see on the right-hand side the Mohammed the sixth tower all the way in the background. And in the foreground there, the beauty of architecture that is the Grand Theatre of Rabat. And I mean, it's remarkable the amount of scenery that we have to work with here during the course of this broadcast, and it certainly sets the stage for our schedule that's come up on your screen, which involves our women's tricks event in round 2, followed by the men's tricks event, also round 2, and then we've got the second round of women's slalom, and then a second round of men's slalom. It's the best score out of the 2 rounds, which carries. The top 8 women advance in the slalom event. The top 8 men in slalom advance, and everyone who tricks automatically advances through to the Sunday final. As we see our fleet of vehicles that we've had at our disposal here. With TWBC, we've had Ferraris, we've had Bentley Continentals, and all kinds of vehicles. Just kidding. It's a beautiful display from Autohaus, one of our sponsors. And as we work our way to the Burgeg Royal Nautique Club, we join in with our good friend. It is Zane Nicholson. Take it away, sir.
All right, good morning, guys. We're here back at the Royal Nautique Pro here at the Royal Nautique Ski Club. It's a great morning this morning. Conditions are a little bit tougher than yesterday. The wind is kicked up. The water's a little bit different, so I expect a little bit different of the skiing, but we had great skiing yesterday. We saw an awesome trick event, and then we had some slalom, and it was great. So we're making the cut down to 8 skiers in the slalom event. So we'll work to figure out who we've got here. As you see, we've got the pool for the skiers to hang out at. In the background, you see the Grand Theatre of Rabat. We also have the Tower of Hassan and the Mausolée. So awesome, beautiful setting here for this event. We're looking forward to get the skiers under the way, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Why, thank you very much. And as we work away towards the start of this event, we're getting a few live pictures of our surrounding scenery. You see there in the center is the Hassan Tower, which is built next to an unfinished mosque that was built in the 12th century, and towards the back end of that tower, we see as Zane pointed out, the mausoleum honoring Muhammad the Fifth. As we continue on, getting ready and getting prepared for the first of our events. It's women's tricks round 2. We have 3 skiers there, and then we've got men's tricks round 2. But in the meantime, as you get ready with your favorite chair and your favorite beverage, feast your eyes upon what happened last night. Then that sets the scene for what's about to occur today as we count down to our first event, the women's tricks round 2, as we see a beautiful view of the Muhammad the Sixth Tower, which is part of a 110 hectare landmass development, which will eventually include shops and malls and office space, as Rabat itself goes through a total period of modernization in preparation for when this city hosts the world in a few years' time with the World Cup in 2030, and in the immediacy they will also be hosting the Africa Cup of Nations, where in Rabat they will. The Moroccan national football team will take on Comoros, Mali, and Zambia in 3 games in December to start off their campaign in the African Cup of Nations in 2025. Notwithstanding the fact that this year, 2025, is the 70th anniversary of the return from exile of King Mohammed the Fifth, and which set aside reforms which basically ended French colonial rule in this part of the world. All right, a little bit of history to one side there. We have the tricks leaderboard from round 1, and here we have the women's start list in round number 2. Brooke Baldwin is our lead-off skier, followed by Neely Ross, and finally Anna Hunter. And that is our women's tricks event getting ready to go. So we got a few minutes to go before we kick off with day 2 of 3, and in the immediacy we're going to take a bit of a break. You are watching the Royal Nautique Pro coming to you live from Rabat in the Kingdom of Morocco. And when we come back, we will have the women's tricks next.
Take a look at you.
What if I told you there was a place where the sounds of nature are only broken by the roar of a boat? A place where that summer feeling lasts all year long. A place where the Florida sun is only outshined by the smiles of the skiers. A place where first-time skiers can ski alongside world champions, and the world-class coaches work with all levels of skiers. What if I told you there was a place where life slows down and your only job is to make lifelong memories? That place is Swiss Waterski Resort. Book your trip at SwissWaterskiResort.com.
Eagle, made in the USA.
See you in Vienna.
Get ready, set, go. It's that time. Everybody kicking and overdrive. Go. On your mark. Get ready, set,
All right, then. We've got our first skier out on the water and making our way towards the end. My name is Tony Lightfoot, and next to me here is someone who may have a steam train if you just lay down your tracks. His name is Adam Sledgehammer Sedelmeier.
What's going on, Tony? Thanks for having me. Another beautiful day in Morocco, and boy, am I excited to watch both this trick event as well as the slalom event coming up right after that.
All right, so our first competitor, rather, in the water at this point is Brooke Baldwin on a little bit of a comeback trail, but we'll see how she does. A little bit of redemption in the offering right here. She tricked 52.30 in round number one, falling about half to 2/3 of the way down the pass. I think it was the first pass, but we'll see what adjustment she can make. There is Davide Gandola from Italia. We see Louis Dupont Freiburg on the pin release. And Alice with the backup camera. All right, let's have a look and see what she opens up with first. It's going to be hand tricks, we know that. There we go. There's a backflip. There's the second one. Oh, a handle up a little bit high, taking a bit of a time to recover. Flip twist to the back. Here's the reverse. Boom, hits that one, cases the top of the wake. Taking a slow approach on this one. Mo back. There's a Waco. A couple of wake back-to-backs. And standing up this time around, not too bad. Slow as she goes.
Yeah, I got to spend some time at the dock before coming up here and, talking some strategy, watching the current. It looks like it's going to be a little bit more challenging today. We have the current going out. We have the wind going against the current, which creates almost a little bit of a, washer machine effect on the water. So I think it's going to be a little bit challenging today. See Brooke there kind of getting off, saying on her flips, but it will be interesting to watch. Today is the second round. Everybody advances through, so I know that these girls and guys will want to kind of fine-tune their details for the big show tomorrow, and it will be exciting to watch.
All right, continuing right along. We are about an hour and a half and about half a meter away from experiencing low tide here, just to give you an idea of where we are in that respect, as Neely Ross limbers up on the dockside and gets ready to go through her two 20-second passes. And the ski has been changed out for Brooke Baldwin down at the end of the lake, and the boat is motoring around out there, because if it stays still for too long, then you find that the tide takes it into the barrier. So that's why the boat is kind of running in a little bit out of neutral in idle right now.
Yeah, and I definitely noticed, especially when I was skiing yesterday during the slalom, all these drivers, they're kind of doing a really good job playing the current, pointing the boat in the right direction when we're at the other end, kind of stopping between the passes, making sure we don't get dragged. So, everybody is doing a good job to making it as friendly for us as possible, and they definitely have many more elements to sort of deal with here.
Okay, making some fine adjustments to the boat speed as we continue in, and the green buoy under the driver under no obligation to make any further speed changes beyond that point. And there we go, toe 5 back, toe wake back to back, toe wake back to back reverse. There we go, toe 5 front, toe O in, toe wake O. Oh, almost a little bit short on that toe wake O, toe wake line O, toe wake line back to back. And not bad there. I suspect that score is going to be a skosh better than yesterday, judging by the amount of tricks that she put in today and not falling nearly as early as she did yesterday.
Yeah, I agree with that. Tony, I was watching that topaz. Her ski was kind of chattery when she was outside the wake. So I think that head current tail current on her second pass and tailwind kind of comes into play. And it's going to be interesting to see how these guys deal with it. But watching Brooke on a slow-mo, all this looks pretty good. Little wobble there. Maybe lost a little bit of time. Really like how she grabs the rope, brings her toe leg up high, so she doesn't have to bend down to grab the rope. Good stuff, good toe wake line O. And this is where she started to kind of bobble a little bit outside the wakes, got a little bit too much rope, and didn't quite position the toe foot there in a way that would have allowed that ski to come over with the toe wake line back to back, and that might have been out of time anyway had she completed it. But the toe pass yielded 32.60, and didn't get the score on the opening pass, but we're going to get the total score as the judges are reviewing. 38.30 on pass number 1, which means that is going to be well in excess of 6,000 points, 38.80. 6,090? right? Is that no 7,090, right?
Yeah, 7,090. If your your math is on point there, Adam.
Took me a while to figure out there, but hey, nothing like refreshing on your college days a little bit, you know.
All right, so we should be getting a score in its totality for Brooke Baldwin as Neely Ross takes to the water, coming to us out of Winter Garden in Central Florida, and a member of the Canadian national water ski team, which I'm sure will be among the top teams coming into the World Championships, which will be coming to us a little bit later on in the season. But with that in mind, let's check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here dockside with Brooke Baldwin, our first skier out in the second round of tricks. Conditions are tougher today. Can you tell the viewers at home a little bit about it?
So the current is going one way, the wind is going the other way, so it's a little bit tricky with the speed, but I skied better today, so I'm happy.
Well, good, and you slalom pretty good yesterday. I know kind of right now you're sitting like you're looking like you might make it into the final, so now we got to switch the brain over to slalom. Yeah,
I've got to switch the brain over to being aggressive, because you need to be aggressive in this.
Well, Brooke, I know you can do it, and we're looking forward to get you out there in the slalom event, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All righty, Roo. So we do confirm the score is 7,090 points, and as we get ready for Neely Ross, I was mentioning a little bit about the World Championships, which is going to be brought to you exclusively live towards the end of August on TWBC. So that's to look forward to. But here and now, this is going to be the opening trick there for Neely Ross. 96.60 yesterday, and eager to produce a score that will supersede that. Look at this. Look at the high clip there with the toe wake-o, toe wake line-o, good elevation there, toe wake line back, and the back and front. Look at this. Wow. Good, solid skiing there, and not missing a beat out there, Adam.
Yeah, Neely's definitely going to be happy about that. That was as good of a flow as I've seen. And going back to what Brooke said, being aggressive, I definitely agree with that. It's the same for all three events, right? If you kind of hold back and go easy or being a little bit tentative, that's when the conditions kind of come in and start throwing you off your rhythm a little bit. Being aggressive definitely pays dividends. The conditions don't affect you as much, and I think watching Neely is a true testament to that theory right there, right? Neely just powering through like on any other lake, any normal day, and that was as clean as it gets.
Yep, to the back and to the front there, and toe wake line back to back towards the end, a side slide.
Yeah, that was good stuff, Tony.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was good.
Yeah, very, very high pace with her toe tricks, as she typically does. And it's going to be 45-40. 45-40 under review right now. Toe slide is a question mark whether it's in time or not. But just waiting on the timing to resolve itself, and shouldn't take her too long, as we see Anna Hunter there on dockside getting ready and limbered up for her attempt out there. Anna Hunter, multiple-time world champion in the tricks event, and it is committed as 46.70.
Yeah, Neely getting that toe slide in, so just a testament of the fact that she was powering through that toe pass, got all her tricks in, so that was good to see.
Okay. All right, just receiving the command from the skier to proceed onwards towards the trick course. 46.70 on pass number one. Not needing to trick terribly more than the opening pass to supersede Brooke Baldwin, but wanting to try and put a little bit of heat on Anna Hunter, who is our next competitor to go. Between those two competitors and a couple of others, they've been really towards the high echelons of this event. There we go, Mo back-to-backs. There we go. There is the The half jack. There's the front flip. There's one. She bulks out on the second one before she goes in with the ski lines. Didn't fancy attempting the front flip a second time, and wow, interesting development there.
Yeah, it was a good start, right? I talked to Neely before she was going out. I know that she was struggling with setting her speeds yesterday, so it looked like she's a little bit more dialed today. I think in the back of her mind, she knows that she's going to have to go big tomorrow, so maybe a little bit of a practice in a sense of switching her runs up a little bit to see what she needs to do tomorrow and get it all dialed in. Yeah, she had a good first 3 flips, got maybe a little on the back there at the landing.
Kind of struggled a little bit with the landing with the half jack as she did yesterday.
Yeah, and this was obviously supposed to be two front flips, and she had a little bit of a heavier landing on the first one, so decided not to go for the second one. But yeah, now she knows what she needs to do tomorrow, and it will be interesting to watch what strategy and what runs she decides to go with.
Yeah, and interesting that she had a bit of an escape plan in respect to possibly attempting that second front flip. Decided not to go with it, instead staying upright and going into the ski lines and the conventional tricks towards the end. So that second pass provisionally is 46.20. It's been revised downwards from 49 something. So 46.20. That should give her somewhere in the realm of about 92.90, 9,290. So 9,920 points, which is superseded by her score of yesterday.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a different run, though, right? So, Neely kind of switching it up a little bit, see what she needs to do tomorrow. And, tomorrow is really when the cookie crumbles. So now she's kind of tried both of her variations, and she can kind of make up her mind and see what the right strategy for tomorrow will be.
Okay, so we've got. We should hear a little bit from Neely Ross right about now.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Neely Ross. Just saw you get off the water. Conditions are different than yesterday, huh?
Conditions are a bit different. We've got pretty much the same current, but we have some wind. So it's kind of just dealing with that, and there's a little bit of chop on the water, but I actually didn't feel too bad out there, honestly.
So I saw on your hand run, we kind of saw you skip out on a trick there. Can you tell people at home kind of what happened there?
Yeah, my plan was to do front flip, reverse front flip, and just in the mix of things, I got kind of scrambled. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't land my switch front very well, and I balked and did toe side, and then I went into front flip. Didn't land that very well either. So I kind of just didn't know what to do, and there's only 20 seconds, and you can't really think.
Well, we'll be looking for you to get that trick in the finals tomorrow, and looking forward to seeing you ski later today in the slalom event.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And that was Zane with Neely Ross, and here I am with Adam Sadelmeyer, who's looking out towards the river right now and checking out the conditions more, seeing if it's suited to his strategy so far as slalom is concerned. We'll see that later on. In the meantime, this is Anna Hunter setting up the boat speed at a fairly high clip, around about 18 mile an hour with toe trick. Oh, a little bit of a hitch there, but not stopping for even a split second there. Toe wake line toe wake line back and front. There we go, toe wake line back to back. And almost exactly the same kind of toe pass that we saw from Neely, but positioning in respect to the wakes is somewhat different.
Yeah, that looked really dialed in, though, Tony. I mean, she was just aggressive, powering through it. That was some good stuff right there. Yeah, the start of the toe pass is the same for majority of the skiers. I know Erica does a little bit of a different start, but They all get through it super quickly. Not something that I was able to do in my heyday, that's for sure. But Anna doing a good job, kind of keeping her toe leg in on her toe 5s and toe O's, powering through it. Nice toe wake O. Good toe wake line O. Just staying aggressive all the way through. That's some good toe skiing right there. Toe wake front to finish it up, and a toe slide and a toe wake back. It will be interesting what the time is on this, that's for sure.
All right, we have a few messages that have come through, especially from stateside. A good friend of mine there, Allison from Colorado, watching, and some one or two folks out in Vegas, and it's about 12:35 in the morning there right now. So they're an enthusiastic bunch.
Yeah, that must be interesting.
Yeah. But
two tricks out of time. Anna's last one was a toe slide. Same as Neely, right? Neely got that last toe slide in. Anna missing out on the toe wake back and toe front. I don't think that's anything that she's going to be too concerned about.
So needing something along the range of about 5,000 points on pass number 2 should be well within her grasp. But she's looking to try and keep herself at arm's length from Neely Ross with her pass coming up on in this second round.
Yeah, so at this point, no matter what, she's going to be a top seed for tomorrow, correct? Because it's
Absolutely.
the best out of both rounds. So.
Absolutely, but she wants to try and get into the final with a bit of a flurry here. There's the Mo back reverse, sets herself up there for the flip twist back reverse, goes in for the front flip, boom, front flip reverse, nails that one. Very symmetrical looking set of tricks there, and there we go. Anna Hunter just going through that pass like she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, pretty impressive there, Tony, right? I think she knew in the back of her mind that she's got a top seed for tomorrow, decided to go for her ski line 5 front here, which is obviously a big trick. A lot of extra points there. Loved the transition from the ski line back into back-to-back and the first mob. Not something that you see on a daily basis there. Super clean. Anna's definitely got it figured out, and she was just cruising through her flips. That was very smooth, really controlled. Looks like she's just home on the Lake Roper on any other day.
Yes, and interesting to notice where when Neely Ross top-loaded her handle pass with flips before she went into ski lines. Anna Hunter goes the opposite way, where she goes in with ski lines and conventional tricks before going into the backflip. So, are there any benefits or?
I mean, it's definitely a preference, right? I myself was always the guy who liked to get through my ski lines at the beginning of the pass, just because I felt like I was a little bit, stronger and fresher, and then kind of power through my flips towards the end there. Nowadays, you see a lot of people starting with their flips and finishing up with the ski lines. Anna starting with her ski lines first. I wonder if that has something to do with her dad, Russell, who definitely was one of the guys that started with his ski lines and then finished up with the flips.
So Anna Hunter, we're just reviewing her score right now and looking to score in the range of about 10,290 points. By our initial reckoning, that score should be flashing up on the screen once it is confirmed, tricking over 6,000 points. It's a huge score, as a matter of fact, and the score is 10-50. 10-50. That takes that continues to consolidate upon the lead and has a bigger score going into the final round.
Yeah, anytime you see a score over 10K is a good day, and let's see what she's got from us.
10K, a good day.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Miss Anna Gay Hunter. Great skiing out there, looked great.
Thank you. Yeah, it felt really good. I was able to do ski line 5 this round, so really happy about that. 2 stand-up passes. Can't ask for much more.
Well, I heard you on talking to some of the other trickers yesterday, talking about wanting to do that ski line 5 and then come out, throw it on your second trick in your hand run. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you. It felt really good. I just wanted to get a good setup, so I wasn't really sure, like, even going into my second pass, what I was going to do. Just wanted to get a good setup, and I did, and then was able to do the ski line 5.
Well, I think you might have done even better than a good setup. I think you did pretty freaking awesome out there. So great skiing, and we look forward to seeing you in the finals tomorrow.
Thanks, Zane.
All right, back to you, Tony.
All right, so coming into the course to start off our men's tricking competition in round number 2. This is Paul Duplan-Freiburg. There we go. Oh, Mo back to back, and not exactly much in the way of height there as he goes in for the half jack. Look at this. He is all over the show here. He's got a high clip with the boat speed, and he feels that the boat is starting to run away from him a little bit. Look at him go. Oh, and ultimately the boat ran away from him totally towards the end there as he got set up for a ski line 5 front.
Yeah, that looked a little funky. He started off here with the first flip. He was a little bit, opened up. And in that reverse back, if you're little bit open, it starts to peel you back open as you edge onto the top of the wake. And then you slide a little bit, go low, case the wake on the other end. And, not the best setup for your first trick. But he was able to power through it. To me, it looked like the boat speed was maybe a little bit too fast there. I'm sure he'll make some adjustments, but I think that was supposed to be ski line 5. Oh, suck in the tail of the ski, and that's all she wrote.
And the water is coming out of the river. We are approaching low tide, and low tide today is going to be at 10:55 a.m. this morning. As we see the men's trick leaderboard coming into this event, Paul Duplan-Freiburg, our first skier out, and looking for a little bit of personal redemption, but I don't think he's going to get much of it, I'm afraid, judging by the score that he had in the previous round of 86.10 and the fall that he had to open up his account in round number 2. So let's have a look at that big shiny start list. We've got Paul Duplan-Freiburg, then we've got Daniela Filchenko, Thibaut Dayan, Louis Duplan-Freiburg, Pato Font, and then Matias Gonzalez. Now, for those of you that are trying to catch up on what we're doing right now, we are at the start of the men's second round of tricking. We've had the women's second round of tricking that has just taken place. Anna Hunter with 10.250 is your leader, followed on by Neely Ross with a 92.70, I believe. And Brooke Baldwin with 7,090. So aside from Neely Ross, every single one of our skiers in the women's competition experienced an improvement beyond the scope of what they did in round 1. But all of them go through to the women's tricking final anyway, so no loss in that respect. So Paul Duplan-Freiburg coming to us from the Hassan II bridge end. About 2 kilometers further downstream is the Atlantic Ocean, and that affects the tidal patterns in this portion of the river, the Burgeg River. Here we go, toe wake 5 back, toe wake front, all going cautiously here at the beginning. Toe wake back to back, and it's reverse. Surface toe back to backs, toe 5 front, toe O out, toe O back in, toe wake O. Very quick spin, toe wake line O. Toe wake line back and to the front. Advanced himself way before the end of the wake. He started that trick at the bottom of the wake and found that to his cost.
Yeah, a little bit of off sync there with the top of the wake. I wonder if he's struggling to set his speeds up a little bit. He did a good toe wake 5 back and was able to sort of power through it, but here is when the issues kind of starting to come in play, just kind of struggling to find the top of the wake, and ultimately it cost him the toe wake line 5. He had a similar fall yesterday, so I'm sure he'll make some adjustments and try to improve upon it tomorrow, but Let's see here on the slow-mo. Good toe wake line O. Good toe wake line back. And yeah, just sort of advancing a little bit, like you mentioned, Tony.
Not a smooth turn. He partition spin that one, and unfortunately, whenever you try that on a toe wake line 5 back, it ain't going to work for you too well.
Yeah, you kind of lose all your momentum, and you don't get that clean takeoff, and you end up a little bit on the back and off axis. So, yeah, definitely unfortunate. It's a trick with a lot of points assigned to it. So I'm sure he's going to be looking to land it tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. Paul Duplan Freiberg coming to us originally from Juin-le-Pin in France, which has its roots in waterski history. They're hosting the very first World Waterski Championships way back in 1947.
All right.
I don't think Paul or Louis or even their parents were around at that time.
Yeah, doesn't sound like it, does it?
Nope. All right then, let's check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Paul. We just saw you get off the water. Saw you going down on that toe line 5 at the end of your toe run. Tell everybody kind of how the conditions have changed from yesterday to today.
There's a little bit more current, so then you have to really find the wet space, the right speed, and it's pretty difficult, but then at the end it's only you on the water and what you're doing. Yeah.
Well, we get you tomorrow in the final, so looking forward to seeing it. We're going to change up the run, do anything different for tomorrow?
Yeah, go with more anger, I think. Yesterday was a good one. I did 2 stand-up passes and I thought the score was going to be more, but yeah, today I was like, didn't feel quite my leg. So then, yeah, let's see tomorrow. It's another chance.
Well, I know last weekend we didn't have a good round, and then you came out and absolutely crushed it in the final, so we're looking forward to seeing you do that tomorrow. But right now, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right then, and 89.20 is an improvement upon yesterday, but still keeps him in 6th place going into the men's final tomorrow. All right, eager to improve today. Also, this is Danilo Filchenko. Here he goes, half jack to the front. Goes in for the flip twist to the back, flip twist to the back reverse. Does he go for a front flip? Yeah, look at him go. High clip, ski line 5 back, ski line 5 front. What does he do towards the end? Ski line O to the back, ski line back to back. Oh, nice. And that high clip in boat speed certainly helps him there.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. Definitely a big improvement over yesterday. Sort of finding his flow. Thought he was maybe little bit cautious here on this back to front flip, but got through it nice.
Yeah, but he also found a good deal more height this time around, throwing that ski almost beyond the top of the Hassan II tower towards the end of the lake.
Yeah, I think it's just the function of this being the second round for them. They kind of know what speed adjustments they need to do with the current and everything else. And yeah, everybody's just sort of looking more comfortable, more dialed in. So definitely good to see. And yeah, Danilo getting through it aggressively, getting through it fast, and I'm sure he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, we'll be eager to see what he produces point-wise on pass number 1, and indeed what he conjures up with on pass number 2. He tricked 94.20 on in the initial opening round of tricks. There we see Thibaut Dayan.
Yeah, and I talked to him yesterday. Danilo struggling with a little bit of a ankle injury he sustained in October of last year. He's having some ligament issues, but is able to trick ski at the moment, trying to bounce back in slalom and jump for overall at the Worlds later on this year. But hey, it looks like it's not a limiting thing for his tricks, that's for sure.
Just saw a brief view of the Mohammed the 5th mausoleum, complete with its Royal Moroccan guards, and I'm sure 1 or 2 of those guards are looking out towards the Buragega River and wonder what's going on.
What is going on? Yeah, probably.
Indeed. Let's have a look and see what Danilo Filchenko rocking its way past our hotel. There we go, the Dorleys Hotel. Here we go. Toe-wake-o, toe-wake line-o, beautifully executed. Toe-wake line back, toe-wake. Oh, and the toe strap coming off of his foot, and I don't know whether it would have released anyway, but it just didn't look all that settled on pass number 2.
Yeah, it is a tough call. We'll see it here better on the slow-mo. I mean, it was a good start of the pass. He was getting through his first half super clean, super fast. Nice connected Danilo using that reflex toe boot for toes, which we don't see much anymore these days. But this is where the thing started to go south a little bit short on his toe wake line front.
Now, here's the trick that he fell on.
Yeah, ended up being a little bit close to that wake, and looking like he was getting a little bit deeper. Whether he would ride it out or not, it's tough to say, because sometimes when you get released, you're kind of able to get into a position where it looks like you would ride it out.
Yeah, I think always the rule that a lot of pin persons employ between their skiers is, as long as that ski is flat on the landing and it's not catching an edge at the time that you're landing it, then keep them going. But
yeah, but at the on the other hand, like, is that necessary in the second round, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want to pull anything. We know that his ankle is a little bit injured, so
and he hasn't exactly had the best of luck with injuries in the last few seasons anyway. So best to resort to a little bit of discretion there.
And as I mentioned, sometimes when you get released, it ends up looking like you would be able to ride it out, even though in reality you wouldn't, right? So it's a tough call.
Okay, so 10-270, which actually boosts him up one spot above Thibaut Dayon right now. And speaking about Thibaut Dayon, he is actually out on the water right now, getting ready to try and defend back as we check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Daniela Filchenko. Dude, your hand run looked phenomenal out there. How'd it feel?
I felt good. Actually, I don't know. Yesterday felt better, but we'll see what the judges say. But yeah, felt great out there. I mean, like yesterday, same fall like yesterday.
10-270.
Hopefully, tomorrow is what counts. So we'll see.
Well, and I mean, the fall I thought looked a little bit different. It kind of almost looked like you might have been pinned a little early. Did that happen to you?
It happens. I mean, I came here without my own pinner. What can I expect? John's not always in the boat for me, and he's not ready for my sometimes. But hey, I trust him fully. It's okay. I mean, I definitely fell in with my shoulder, so I'm just gonna tell him to hold it, no matter what in the finals. Today, it doesn't matter. So, I'm thankful to him anyway.
Well, I know he'll fix that in the final, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, and Thibaut Dayon looking a little unsteady with his toe tricks, but still able to suck up the rope towards the end there with that toe wake line front. I like that.
Yeah, he did that yesterday. It looked a little better today towards the end there, but the start yesterday he was kind of flowing through it a little bit better. So maybe Thibaut getting a little bit tired after getting too many trick sets in. Who knows, Missing out on the rope there, that's unfortunate, right? You kind of get off rhythm and off sync, but hey, it's a stand-up pass, nothing to complain about.
Yeah, it's pretty decent there from Thibaut Dayon, who spends his days these days as the owner proprietor of a real estate brokerage firm in the Orlando area, and doing pretty well with that. Coming to us originally from the island of Mauritius and skiing for France.
Yeah, it's when you call up your realtor and he has a French accent, it's intriguing, and I'm sure it definitely helps his business and helps his clientele, getting more clientele over from the European countries. And, Thibaut, very good at what he does, whether it's on the water or, in his primary occupation.
He's got that very, very deep and Gallic voice, that it's guaranteed to sell houses.
It's a good deal. It's a good deal, my friend.
All right, so we've got Thibaut Dayon getting ready for his second and final 20-second pass. This is going to consist with hand tricks. He tricked 99.10 yesterday, which has already been superseded by Daniela Filchenko's second round score of 10,270 points. So he's looking to try and bounce back a little bit here, and he needs everything that he can muster here and now to affect that kind of change on Charlie 3 with the 0 off. Look at him go. Oh, nice height, nice elevation. There's the front flip. There's a flip twist to the back, flip twist to the back reverse. What does he have left? Flip twist to the front, ski line 5 back, ski line. Oh, and he tries to get the handle underneath his ski for the ski line 5 front, but unable to do that. So he's probably going to stay exactly where he is currently on the leaderboard right now, 5th, just behind Daniela Filchenko.
Yeah, and I know I say it every time we watch him ski here, but Thibaut, no issues with getting a pop off the wake on his flips. I mean, if you're teaching your kids how to do flips, you definitely want to watch Thibaut and the way he kind of gets the rope, rides the load, and gets a nice height and under control. I mean, that's as good as it gets. Coming up maybe teeny tiny short there on the ski line 5 back, and unfortunately wasn't able to get enough rope to get himself over the line. I think he kind of made a decision halfway through that he's going to go for the wake 5 front, and it was, kind of stuck in his head and missed on the handle pass.
Yeah, he was starting to perform the ski line 5 front, but decided halfway through, well, maybe a wake 5 front would probably be better.
Yeah, and that's tough. Once that first ski line 5 is not ideal, you kind of miss on that rope tension and on that load, and then advancing up on the boat gets harder. One of the reasons why I always prefer to start with ski lines, just because I could set myself up better. Yeah, definitely the challenge just kind of comes in with doing your ski lines after your flips, and hopefully Thibaut can figure it out and get through it tomorrow.
82.80 is the score there for Thibaut Dayon. But that doesn't supersede his score yesterday, which is why you're seeing on the screen right now his score previously from yesterday of 99.10. Skier on the water right now, our third from last skier, also representing France like Thibaut. It is Louis Duplan-Freiburg, the current world men's overall champion, and I know you, Adam Saddlemeyer, you've been a former world overall champion, in the past world championships. Kind of give us an idea of what it takes to excel at this level.
Oh boy, you just gotta ski a lot every single day. I mean, these guys, they definitely have it figured out. Him, Joel, and Dorian, and all the other guys that are in the mix these days, they are, true professionals off the water and on the water. And, I'm definitely excited to see them, being competitive on the pro events in more than 1-2 events. So good to see.
Let's send it over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Thibaut Dayon. Probably didn't go as good as yesterday, but I will point out, man, you seem like you're getting your conditioning a little bit more each set that you have on your trick ski.
Yeah, I was definitely faster on my flips, kind of like a rhythm of back to normal and quick, and so I was happy to feel that actually on the water. Then it's tough, but tomorrow is another day. So.
Well, you've got your breath. You threw out some huge flips, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the final tomorrow. I'm looking forward to seeing you slalom later today, but right now we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Some great tricking here from Louis Duplan-Freiburg, and look at this little sequence towards the end. There we go, ski line 5 front flip. Now he goes for the inverted ski line. Oh, look at that.
That's awesome.
beautifully executed, and the only person in the world that knows how to do that effectively.
Yeah, it's it's a funky sequence. He's obviously got it dialed in. He's done the same thing the last 2 rounds, and I kind of thought he just threw the wake 5 back yesterday just for the heck of it, but he did it today, and it looks super under control. So probably something he does on the daily basis. And hey, wake 5 back is more points than a wake 0, so why not?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he's staying super close to the wake and still gets a nice pop. I mean, he's powering through the tricks.
Probably figuring that the wider he is away from the boat, the more likely the tide is going to influence how he edges the ski and how it performs generally afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, not wasting any time, right? Kind of staying closer is definitely saving you some time.
And here's the 2-trick sequence.
Here it is. Boom.
Ski line O, wake O.
Very cool.
Or actually a wake 5 back.
Yeah, wake 5 back. That's a lot of tricks.
All right, and getting ready and keeping himself completely isolated from the sounds surrounding the dock. There is Pato Font, our penultimate skier, and spoke to him a little bit recently for the TWBC podcast, and he tells me that there is a new graphic design on the offering for KD skis, provided that he gets over 13,000 points.
Oh, okay, like a little incentive?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, very good. Yeah, a lot of these guys kind of getting their own custom graphics, which is certainly exciting to see, right? Trick skis always the design a little bit on the a little bit on the low-key side, so I'm definitely excited to see, making the graphics, making it look cool for the younger kids coming up. And
so
go ahead, Tony.
Requesting the boat speed to be brought down a little bit. It's about a little over 18 mile an hour, and close to 19 miles an hour. Let's have a look and see. Toe 5 back, toe 8 back to back, toe 8 back to back, reverse. Surface toe back to backs. Now whipping in, toe wake O, toe wake line O. Good elevation there. Toe wake line back, toe wake line back to back. Does he go for the reverse? Yes, he does. Toe wake. Oh, and loses his stability upon the landing there. That's a tough break there.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a bummer. Did I see he got 7,200 on his hand pass?
Yeah, it's 7,200, which would mean that...
Yeah, he did all the hard work there on the pass number 1. A little bit of a bummer that he wasn't able to get through his toe pass. It's going to be a big score nevertheless. Losing on just a couple tricks there towards the end. I think he's got obviously that toe wake line back to back and then a toe wake line 5, but good stuff from Louis.
Yep, just dancing on top of the water up until about this point right about here. Toe wake line back to back, and then there's the reverse, and I think that he was trying to think a little bit too far in front of what he was doing at that point.
Yeah, obviously he wants to turn forward as quickly as he can, kind of get his rope in early so that he can start advancing for his toe wake line 5 that comes after that toe wake line back-to-back. It looks like he got caught a little bit of an off guard, wasn't sure if he should stay backwards or start pointing or start turning and going, and yeah, that's all she wrote.
Headset, dude.
I don't think he's going to forget about it. I also noticed that Pato got a new set of headphones.
Yeah, he's going with those Beats, huh?
Yeah, I thought he was always rocking those Apple, what is it, the Air Maxes or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe he signed a new deal, hard to tell.
Yeah, I mean, and that would actually be a pretty good deal, I would say. It's haven't really thought about the whole branding with the headset and everything. Me, I just go for the cheap and cheerful option. I go with the J Labs.
Yeah. We certainly all spend a lot of money on these electronics, so getting a deal would be a good thing.
All right, there. A quick reminder there that the TWBC YouTube channel is there for you. If you subscribe, you'll be informed as to when our next pro live event will take place, and you'll also be involved. You can also be involved in the live chat. I'm Tony Lightfoot. He is Adam, the sledgehammer Sotomayor, and let's send it over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Louie. Just saw you get off the water, man. You were looking good. Can you kind of tell us what happened there at the end of that tow run?
I have no clue. I'm gonna have to watch the video. I was doing really good. I know the judges cut me the trick yesterday, so I wanted to make it clear. Maybe I overthinking it. I don't know, but I felt really, really good.
All right, well, you were only 80 points off of your score yesterday, so great skiing, and we look forward to seeing you in the final. But right now, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, rocking and rolling. This is Pato Font looking so far so good. A little better than yesterday. It's certainly a little bit more free-flowing this time around. Toe wake line back-to-back. Toe wake line 5 back. Toe wake line toe wake line front, I should say. And then recovers with a quick spin to the back. And nice effective trick in there, and certainly a lot better and a lot more aggressive than yesterday.
Yeah, I kind of thought that the boat speed looked a little bit too slow. I mean, I know that Pato likes to go slower than usual, but I wonder if that current really does play a little bit of a bigger role today than yesterday. You obviously have to adjust your boat speeds based on that, and kind of creates another element of that you have to deal with. But yeah, it was a good run from Pato. He did lose a little bit of time there with his toe wake line back-to-backs, but was able to get through it, and I just love that toe wake line 5 front. I mean, he does it as clean as anyone out there, taking the slack by turning backwards. I mean, textbook.
Yes, absolutely. Fantastic stuff there, and a very, very high clip so far as the speed is concerned. Did you manage to get the point score for Louis Duplan Freiburg? I think that it was flashed up just momentarily.
Yeah, did I hear that he got just a couple of points less than yesterday?
Yeah, about 80 or so points. It's 11,000 and what is that? 11,030.
Yeah, you know, that 7,000 point hand pass. I mean, that's a big hand pass for you know, big points for your hand pass, and yeah, just missing out on what, like 800, 900 points there on his toe pass. That would make sense, right? Because he would end up being at that 12.4, 12.3 that he's capable of doing, and yeah, I think he's going to try to put it together, and we're definitely in for a treat for tomorrow, because these guys will go all out, and I think we'll see a lot of scores over 12K.
All right, we're seeing some examples of some of the big time construction that's going on in the background as the modernization of this nation's capital of Rabat continues along here in the Kingdom of Morocco. But let's see what Pato Font can do with these opening couple of tricks. Mo back, and it's reverse. Half jack. Nicely done there. Flip twist to the back, to the front. Flip twist to the back. Does he have one or two more tricks? Drops the trapdoor there for the ski line 5 back. Ski line 7 back. Ski line 5 front. Ski line O. Ski line O to the ski line back. Wonderful tricks there towards the end there at a very, very high clip, and I tell you what, that is going to be very close to 12,000 points.
Yeah, Pato's flips looked really good today. They looked better than yesterday. He ended up a little bit narrow on his ski lines, getting a little bit off the rhythm there, but good stand-up pass. Ski line 7 both days. I mean, that's showing you some sort of confidence he's got going into tomorrow. So definitely good to see the ski line 7 making an appearance both days. Good stuff there. Nice front flip, landing nice and connected, ready to go into his ski lines. Ski line 7 landing maybe a little too tight, but able to power through it. Yeah, that's good stuff. Like I mentioned yesterday, Pato, one of the very few guys that's able to do the 6 flips and 5 ski lines, and just having that extra trick in is absolutely humongous. So, you can't waste any time if you want to get it all in. So.
And probably grateful that his dad is in the boat in this round.
Yeah, I mean, it's a family sport. Those 2 guys are a part of one team, and, I know it obviously works really well to bounce ideas off each other.
72.10 on that second pass there, and let's send it over to Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Pato Font. Just saw you get off the water. How did it feel out there?
Felt a little more like movie than yesterday. But yeah, it was fine. Happy I stood up. Messed up a little bit, but I'm happy.
Well, we kind of talked about it earlier on the show that the conditions are different, and, so we're kind of seeing that play a factor today. But I kind of wanted to ask you, I know yesterday we talked about your extracurricular before you skied yesterday was golf. So what did you do yesterday before this event?
Me and Matti went surfing, and then we golfed a little bit, and then we just walked around to the soccer fields. Probably not the smartest idea, but happy to kind of experience the culture and try to do as much as possible here.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to you before you skied, and you said the set was absolutely proper, so I bet that was super fun.
Yeah, I kind of want to go back, but probably I shouldn't. My back's really sore, so I think I'll just rest, and then after the tournament tomorrow, I'll go back out again.
Well, cool. Well, if you go back tomorrow after the tournament, you let me know. I'll go with you. But right now, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Yep, that sounds like Pato pick up a 5-a-side game on the other side of the Hassan, the second bridge there. They've got the 5-a-side matches going on all of the time. They've got 3-on-3 hoops, and they've got what their version of Muscle Beach over there as well. So they're really into to the sports in this culture of Morocco.
Oh, to be young again and be able to just squeeze in a surf sesh between your tournaments round, man, I would, give a lot in order to be able to do that. I love surfing, and, I don't play golf much, but if I do any of these extracurricular activities in between ski rounds, I mean, I would be out of commission for a day or two. Takes a while to recover these days, but yeah, definitely cool to see these guys sort of switching it up. I know they probably shoot some content while doing it, so the travel blog on the Instagram will be definitely pretty exciting to watch.
We're just in the midst of a video review on Pato Font's second pass, and we'll try and get the points for you very, very shortly. In the meantime, and tricking almost at 20 mile an hour for toe tricks, it's absolutely just nuts here for Matias Gonzalez from Chile. Toeic line, back-to-back Toeic line. Do you reckon he could have recovered out of that?
Yeah, it goes back to Danilo, right? Like, it's kind of hard to tell, because if you get pinned, you sort of, you don't have the load. You don't have that load on the rope, and you're kind of able to stand up, and it leaves you wondering, what would have happened if, if I was being held. So it's hard to judge, right? We can all agree that he definitely wasn't in it. So probably a better idea to just kind of, stay safe, stay fresh for tomorrow, and power through it tomorrow when it matters.
Absolutely. Obviously, just trying to get nicely limbered up and ready for the finals, which will take place tomorrow, and kind of almost overspinning on that one. And
yeah, he came up a little bit short on that reverse toe wake line back-to-back, landing on top of the wake, burying the tip on the slow-mo there. You can kind of see a little bit of a chop and movement on the water. So definitely something that makes it harder for you to feel the top of the wake and time your takeoff. And yeah, Matti coming up a little bit short and, losing it there. But I'm sure he's going to come back with vengeance on his hand pass, and I'm excited to watch.
All right, and almost excited to watch the women's slalom as they get ready to take to the water. That's Chiara Bonneman, who will be our lead-off skier in the women's slalom event. As we see another of our views We got in the foreground the Hassan, the second bridge, which has traffic flowing to and from the twin cities of Rabat and Saleh, along with an ultra-modern tram line, which you can see right on cue there in the middle of the shot. And looking further out in the background is the Atlantic Ocean, and I don't know if you can take a straight line here from here across the Atlantic Ocean and end up being in Florida, but it's certainly one of the most scenic views that you'll ever see at a water ski tournament.
Yeah, and we actually have a very, very similar looking trams in my home country in Prague, and I gotta look it up. I almost wonder if it's made by Skoda.
No, these trams are made by Alstom.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I managed to pick that up by looking at the floor.
All right. Oh, you took one going downtown?
Yeah, indeed. And a single fare from here into downtown is like 60 cents.
You got free Wi-Fi. I've heard. I haven't done it myself, but I heard it's a next level experience. So definitely cool to see.
Yeah, people just ride the tram just for the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I would.
All right, there. Here comes Matias Gonzalez setting his 0 off at A1. No ballast in the tanks. And I think this boat speed is actually a little bit slower with hand tricks compared to toes, which is rather unusual. Here we go. There's the half jack. There's the backflip twisted. Oh, and trying to recover off the twist back. Very rarely do we see Matias Gonzalez fall on a relatively simple move like that. But he was trying to move at a high clip to try and get in some more points compared to pass number one. And it didn't look all that bad to start off with. I mean, just taking a look at the half jack. But what did he do here that caused the fall?
Yeah, lost a little bit of his mojo there. I wonder if the current came into play, maybe getting a little bit more rope on there on the landing. His hand was a bit higher than usual. Maybe losing a little bit of his concentration, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, because, on that pass, he was skiing into the head current. The current is making its way out of the river, so, it means that if you ski out too wide beyond the wake, then the current is more likely to take you rather than skiing close to the wake, whereas the boat has more of an influence.
Yeah, and we've had multiple people tell us that there's a little bit more chop out there today, whether it's the function of the head current, tailwind, or or the water level or something else coming into play. It will be interesting to see. It looks like it played a little bit of a factor in the trick event. Only time will tell what happens in slalom.
Yes, indeed. That old Asia song, only time will tell. So, all right. So whilst we're waiting for the points for the men's tricking competition, let me bring you up to speed with the women's slalom leaderboard after the first round. Our second round is imminent. Jamie Bowie is your leader with 6 at 10.75 meters, no continuation. Ali Nicholson 1.5 at 10.75 meters. The only skiers to get through 11.25 meters out of round 1. Then you see Vanessa Veek, Laria Bischoff-Berger. Then Manon Costar, Neely Ross, Brooke Baldwin, Chiara Bonneman, and Ali Garcia. And let's check in one final time at the end of this men's tricks event with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Matias Gonzalez. Probably not the round you wanted, but at least you got that one out of the way. So hopefully we don't do that in the final.
Yeah, hopefully I can do a big run tomorrow. I was trying to change a little bit the speeds just to make sure for tomorrow is good. But yeah, I'm going to try to do my best tomorrow.
Well, if I know you're not going to do 2 rounds the same way like that. So you'll come back out, hit a stand-up run, and put out a huge score in the final.
Yeah, I'm going to try that. Did that at Swiss. First round didn't go really good. Second round went good, and then finals went really good again. So this is like same, but first round was really good. So I'm going to try to do my best tomorrow, and hopefully I can put a big score out there.
Well, I think you're going to get it, dude. Good skiing. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. We'll send it back to you, Tony.
Why, thank you very much indeed. As we get ready for the women's slalom, big thanks, big ups there to Adam the Sledgehammer Saddlemeyer. Good to see you again.
Yeah, Tony, thank you so much for having me. Thank you guys for everything that you do. Definitely a huge plus being able to, share the videos and being able to go back and rewatch when you ski. I mean, you guys are helping to bring the skiing into the next level, and appreciate the hard work, that's for sure.
Oh, why, thank you very much. And Adam Sadomai getting ready to slalom, and himself in an earlier series, and we now swap him out and bring in our leader after round one. We got Corey Vaughn, Chiara Bonneman getting ready to ski, and we're also joined in the same shots when we pop that up again by our camera crew. We've got Connor Pesek, who will be operating the camera remotely, the boat remote camera, and also we've got Jeremy Scholl, who will be here with the tower camera. We'll get to see them. There's Jeremy, there's Connor, and here's the men's trick leaderboard. Matias Gonzalez, he tricked 12,190 yesterday, which means that is his best score. Patricio Font, 11,450, so not too far behind. Louis Duplan Freiberg with 11,110. That was from yesterday. Danilo Filchenko experienced an improvement of 10,270. He's currently in fourth, and Thibaut Dayon and Paul Duplan Freiberg rounding off the 8 skiers that will be present, the 6 skiers that will be present in the trick-in final. And moving on from tricks to women's slalom. Corey Vaughn.
Yeah, we're not wasting any time today. We've already got Chiara Bonneman heading to the end of the lake. She's going to go down from the dock for her 45-second drop and then come in on her first pass, which will be 14 meters, 28 off. She's going to stick with the same strategy as yesterday. We are, I'd say there's a little kick up on the water out there. The tide is still moving out towards the ocean, heading towards low tide at the moment. So we're at the same time as yesterday, but the tidal fluctuation's a little different. We're still in the process of reaching low tide, more so than when she skied yesterday. So she's going to have a little bit more to factor in. You know, she's got the current and the wind going in opposing directions. So, she's going to be the test case here. The ladies' field is going to be watching, especially these probably the first series, to see what the conditions are going to be like when they get out there. And, there's a little bit of pressure on that round. You're going to go out there. You're the one that's figuring it out. So that's Chiara's role right now. She's looking to improve upon a score of 1 at 11 meters from yesterday, 1 at 38 off. She's currently in a tie with Ali Garcia. So she's going to want to raise that bar, break out of that tie. And yesterday we saw a number of the ladies have a hard time with the 38 start from that ocean end. Not this end right here. This opening end, I feel like everyone handled pretty well. Of course, at the top of the event, Jamie Bull ran 39 minus the exit gates from that far end, so she was able to figure it out. But, we'll see if that's at play today. Slightly different conditions than yesterday. Pretty looking opener there for Chiara. That's off to a good start.
All right, good skiing there on 14.25 meters or 28 off. So it essentially becomes a head-to-head battle between Chiara Bonneman and Ali Garcia, between those two, whichever one of those two advances through to the next round of the competition.
Well, and I know it's in both of their minds. They'd both like to climb up that leaderboard and, get something like a 3 or more. They're certainly both capable of that. And then put the pressure on somebody else to break the bubble. So we got 9 ladies skiers in this event. There are going to be 8 that go through, so 1 will be eliminated. Right now, Ali and Chiara are sitting on that bubble, but they want to get off of it, and they're going to have their opportunity right here.
All right there. So we understand that the audience prize is closed. Those of you that have entered, thank you very much indeed. The audience prize is closed, and that will that prize is either a D3 or a Connolly slalom ski between the men's and the women's competitions. So currently, right now, our tidal depth right now it is to 1.3 meters, and low tide is at 1.2 meters. So we haven't got too long to go to experience low tide, which is going to be at 10:55 a.m. This morning. We are at 9:35 right now, so we've got about an hour and 20 minutes before the water almost completely gets down to the lowest tide level. As Chiara Bonneman, 30 meters, looking good, looking strong, and looking all right.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, right there, that was a solid 13-meter pass. She's got 2 passes under her belt now, shaking off some of those, you know, nerves that come with competition, getting out there on the water first in the slalom event. And, you know, now she knows she's got to let it rip. This is obviously a must-run pass to be able to improve on her seating. She's going to have some headwind but some tail current. And we're going to see how that plays a factor. You know, headwind, as we know, it's going to shunt your speed a little bit, help you slow down. That can sometimes have the effect of making the skiers a bit narrow. You tend to want to really attempt to ski wide in a headwind. And then paradoxically, a tail current, because it's constantly pushing you, that water's moving you into the buoys, that can also have the effect of making you feel a bit narrow in the course. So she's really going to have to find a start here and a line of attack in the course that sets her up to be wide, because the conditions at play are going to be doing everything in their power to rob her of that width. She's going to have to stay strong all the way through the course and maintain her width from start to finish.
So a little bit more angular resistance against the current that's still working its way out, while at the same time battling against the wind.
Yeah, exactly. She's going to have to be strong side to side. You know, as we know, you need to be strong under load behind the boat, and then especially coming out of that second wake, you know, really looking to move up wide on the boat here. Let's see if she can get a start that sets her up. Not a bad start here.
Ooh, narrow on number 2.
That's right.
And
she grazed the buoy. And I saw that a little narrow on 1. She kind of had to float, like hesitate. She made a good turn out of it because she's got the line on her side, but it really caught up to her at 2. I'm afraid maybe that gate was a touch on the narrow side. And that really came back around. We saw it at 2. She grazed the buoy, kind of knocked the ski, and she was not able to recover. And that's testament to things being a little tricky out there. I think maybe she had to delay committing a bit at 1. It was still a pretty turn, but here we see it. You know, clips it right there at the buoy.
That just comes down to the tide, really.
Yeah, you know, she's disappointed there. The fate's out of her hands now at the moment. She was hoping to have a little more control over things. Here we're going to see it one more time. That current kind of running her into the buoy, and that ski's still on its way out. It's out from under her when she clips it. And with that, we're going to go and check in with Zane.
Yes, indeed.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Ilana. We're getting ready to see you get out on the water. You know, right, as it stands right now, we're looking like we're in the final. I know we got to wait a couple skiers, but you know, you excited for your ski set today?
Yes, of course. I'm very excited to be here and to ski. Conditions are very weird, but it's very interesting to be here.
Well, I pointed out last weekend that you stay really tall on your ski. Do you think that that'll help you out here in these tough conditions?
Yes, of course. Yes, yes.
Well, you know, I think you stay really still. You don't move a whole lot, and I think that's very good for when you have tough conditions. So I'm looking forward to seeing you get out there. I'm hoping that you make the final. Happy to have you here on the Pro Tour, and I'm ready to see you get out there.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes.
Perfect, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, the first that we've heard of Lara Bischofberger.
Yeah,
Bischofberger.
And I think that I'm not trying to correct Zane here, but I think Ilana is safe at this point with Chiara not improving upon her score from yesterday.
That's correct.
Then she's sitting on that bubble. It's going to be up to Ali Garcia to basically beat a score of, I don't know if we got did we get a 1.5?
I believe it is.
So that was a 1. The judges The judges agreed that she did not get outside of that buoy. She hit it and displaced it. The buoy went underwater, so the score for Kiara is 1. So if Ali ties with 1, they both are going to advance. Ties all make it in to the final. If Ali gets anything more than 1 at 35, then Ali will go through, and Kiara's sitting on that bubble. So we're going to go down there and check in with Zane and Kiara.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Kiara Bonneman. So conditions are way different than yesterday, huh?
I mean, it is a little windier, but other than that, it's not much different. No, the current is pretty much the same. We're skiing pretty much at the same time, so it was more my fault than the conditions out there, I would say.
And so, what would you say happened out there, at that pass?
I don't know. The gate turned in, and I wasn't quite at the right spot. 1 was okay. 2, I don't know. I think I just opened up too early. It was kind of waiting for the buoy, but not quite out there. I don't know. It just happened.
Well, I know that's a bit of a bummer, but we are super happy to have you here at the, on the Pro Tour at the Royal Nautique Pro, and look forward to seeing you ski some more events. But right now, we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, let's see what Ali Garcia can do, opening up with 14.25 meters. 13 meters she'll have for a second pass, provided that she gets around 5 and 6, and not a bad looking opening pass, and encouraging sign going forward there for Ali Garcia.
Yeah, I like the way she ran that nice and wide. I think that's a good warm-up approach there. That's the direction she's going to have. 12 meters, 35 off. She knows she needs to get any piece of 2 to secure her spot. I like the way that Kiara approached that. She put the culpability on her shoulders, said, I didn't think the conditions were really the problem. I made a mistake, and as we know in this sport, one little mistake and things can take a turn and be over quite quickly. So she's playing the waiting game right now, going to see what Ali does here. There are no guarantees. Everything's a bit tricky. Ali's going to be wanting to get a nice strong start, from this ocean end. And the way she ran that 28, I'm sure she's feeling good coming into 32 off 13 meters. Just waiting out our 70-second wait time.
All right, so we got Nathan at the wheel of this boat this time around. In the Tricks event, he was actually piloting the jet ski, picking up skiers. So doing a little bit of double duty a little bit during the course of this event. But here we go. This here is Ali Garcia. Is 30 meters.
Must run to secure her spot here.
There's 1.
Yeah, it's a good start for Ali. She's skiing this one pretty nice and wide too.
Getting a little rearward on number 3 there, but managing to get round number 4, round 5. And round number 6, and is within the 2 complete buoys of advancing through to the 8 skier final.
Yep, that's going to feel good under her belt right there. Can be a bit of funny psychology here as she drops because, 12 meters, 35 off is a pass that she runs every set, every time, kind of no matter what. But she does know in the back of her mind she can't make a turn at 1 that leaves her in the water. When the conditions are challenging and anything can happen, she wants to get over to at least 2. I mean, I'm sure she'd like to run it and get a feel for 11 meters because she knows she's going to have to do something with that in the final should she get there. But that's contingent upon at least 1 full buoy here at this next pass. So she's going to be taking that into account as she makes her plan for the gate and her start in this next pass.
All right, taking a look at our facility, they see the swimming pool there attached to the Royal Nautique Club, located on the Salé side of the Bourgeg River here in Morocco. It separates the cities of Salé and Rabat.
And we've got some scenery here, Tony. How about that drone show last night? Have you ever seen anything like that in your life?
No, absolutely not. And I mean, it was just wonderful to see. I hadn't seen anything like it.
I like that better than fireworks. Okay, here we go. Ali needs the full 1 to tie and guarantee. There's 1. She's heading over to 2. She's outside of 2. She's in the finals, and here she
There
goes.
you go.
Now she wants to go ahead and run the pass and get another feel at 11. She is on target right here. One more great turn out of her onside 5 ball. And strong pass there for Ali.
Good skiing there from Ali Garcia. She advances through to next round, and now she's skiing with house money.
That's right. You know, it was a smart play there at 1. I'd say she probably went a little more conservatively at this 1 ball than under most circumstances. Just wanted to make sure she's got tight line. Her gate set her up for that. Once she's outside of 2, she knows she's in, and now it's off to the races. And the rest of this, she really starts to lay into it and attack. And like you said, now she's playing with house money. She's got nothing to lose, everything to gain. You know, she's going to be making a play for seeding here. She was not happy yesterday with the score and the result. And, you know, she has an opportunity to get a different feeling today. She's probably gone back, watched the video, tried to make some assessment of what she needs to do to get off of that 1 ball here at 11. And not only will doing so give her confidence going into the finals, but I do think seeding, you know, will come into play, and she'd rather be at the top of that list, seeing what it's going to take to make a podium or what the lead score is going to be, rather than having to go out there and set the bar. So it's in her hands right now. She's got the tailwind head current. And here she comes.
All right, here we go. We've got Ali Garcia. Head current, as you rightly said, Corey. All handle up high off number 1, round number 2, and think that the 2 buoys she'll be happy to settle with, but obviously going into the finals, she's going to have to conjure up something a lot more than that to stay on track with some of our skiers that we see towards the latter part of the order.
Yeah, let's see what she gets here on the gate. I thought it was a nice-looking gate shot. You know, she's very committed here, and sort of the same story as yesterday, just a little slow to get the line. Hard to see what's going on there. She commits again at 2, and it's the same story. You know, the line's not quite there when she wants. Going off of memory, that puts her in a 3-way tie now with Brooke Baldwin and Neely Ross. But those skiers have the opportunity to equal their score or improve on it. If they score higher than Ali, and we use backup scores for seeding, then they could still have the superior score. So she's secured her spot. That was step number 1, and you know, now she's going to see where this lands her in her starting list for the finals.
Yeah, and incidentally, just to make clear that Ali Garcia scored 1 yesterday at 11.25 meters. So if any of the next two skiers score more than that, then it puts them above Ali Garcia in terms of seeding whenever you consider the primary and backup scores.
Yeah, that's right. And with that, we're going to go down and check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Ali Garcia. Just told you we're dancing, so you're in the final. Check that first box off now. You know, move on to tomorrow and go hit your keys.
Yeah, today it was definitely quite a bit more challenging than yesterday, but yesterday we were just, after skiing finished so early, the Belmar family just absolutely spoiled us rotten, and we had so much fun, and it kind of brought the fun back into skiing. So today I was just excited for another opportunity. There's no event like this, so I'm just happy to be here, and skiing tomorrow's definitely a cherry on top. So.
Well, how about that drone show last night? Wasn't that pretty rad?
I've never seen anything like that. It was so cool.
Well, I'm happy for you. I'm ready to see you ski tomorrow. You've been absolutely killing it on your water ski, so go have fun for the rest of the day, and we look forward to seeing you in the final.
Thank you.
All right, Tony, we'll send it back to you.
All right, then. Excellent stuff. All about the fun. And we see our camera operators. There's Corey right there. We see Jeremy on the left side of the shot. We see Connor on the right side of the shot. There's Corey here. And then there's me.
Tony. We all know Tony.
Yeah. Well, a few of them do.
I think everyone by now, Tony, you're world famous. I heard you got approached in an airport. Is that correct?
That was about 2 years ago.
and if I heard the story correctly, the people who came up to you and had seen you on the webcast, they were not skiers. They had gotten tuned into the Waterski Broadcasting Company and been following our webcasts, and they looked at you as just a celebrity anchor. They didn't know any skiers, hadn't been to any lakes. They just thought that they should get your autograph or something.
Yeah, that's what they tell me.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, that's pretty good stuff. That's exactly what we want to hear. We want to bring an audience that's beyond, our friends and family and club skiers and even recreational skiers all around the world. If we start tapping into that crowd that, are just like to watch sports and see a good broadcast, that's what we're aiming for here. So let's keep that going. Raise your public profile, Tony.
All right, then let's keep our tournament going. We've got Brooke Baldwin. A little bit of a bounce there on her prior to her entrance gate turn, and forced onto the back of the ski a little bit as a consequence into number 2. And not skiing this as fluidly as she would typically do on calmer water conditions, but able to get through past number 1 anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that bounce that you referred to there coming into the gate, but I thought she settled it back down pretty quickly. I think that's the benefit of having an easy pass. You feel something strange, but there's no cause for panic. And, Brooke settled back into that run pretty nicely, no dramas. Established some rhythm in the course there and got the feels that she wants to set up the coming passes. So
what's the expression? Keep calm and carry on.
I mean, that's probably a good mantra for a weekend such as this. You're going to have to take what the river gives you. And I mean, maybe the reason that we saw some of that bounce, we're again saying from that starting end, we've got headwind but tail current. So the water is pushing in opposing directions. And if that wind is creating a little bit of chop, the current pushing the opposite way is going to provide some resistance. It's going to elevate that chop. It's going to be a little bit higher than it would be if it were the only factor, if the wind were the only factor. So that could be the cause of the ski chattering a bit more. We'll see how that comes into play as we continue down the line. Here in the tailwind, you're kind of moving with the chop. The curl of the chop, so to speak, is coming along with you. So that makes a smoother ride for the ski. I think we'll see that. We won't see the ski bouncing as much and chattering as hard. Brooke's off to a really nice start here. This looks fluid. She's up course and early. She's on the attack. A little safe. Just
whoa! Hello. And
some drama there at the end of the pass, but you know what? She, again, kept her head there, especially out the exit gates. We saw Jamie Bull kind of shoot through them with being a little off balance off a 6-ball. So Brooke did a good job there to stay focused, make sure the ski straightened up and followed the boat out the exit gates. And, a lot of this pass was good. I feel like maybe she went into safety mode a little bit at 5 just because she was way ahead. She didn't need to make, an overly committed turn. She just wanted to get the line. There it is. But you know what? Here she goes, just
hit
kind of
the brakes.
Settle onto
Look
it.
at that.
She knows it was a little funny, but you know what? Now you just reset and you come back in ready to take a good swing at the start of this pass. She's got 2 passes under her belt. She's felt everything out there, and now she's ready for 35 off 12 meters.
All right, 12 meters it is as we take a view out towards the Atlantic Ocean. And out towards the harbor there in Rabat.
Yeah, I walked out on that long pier yesterday, the day before, to try to do a little surfing. The tide was out, so it was not going to take place. But I heard we got the Fairmont Hotel and the drone shot there. I guess we're all going to be there later on this evening for dinner.
Yes, indeed.
All right, now let's see.
A little bit of a bump into buoy number 1, which didn't exactly help her out. This is 12 meters. Oh, she is getting down there behind the boat. She's playing a very, very very intense strategy right there, where she was as loose as a goose around every single turn, but behind the boat. Oh, my word.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of would say this is smart skiing. Right away from 1 ball, She got some loose line. You didn't see it as much from that angle. Actually, that looked better. Maybe a little bit more so here. Kind of dropped that shoulder, but it kept her up course. She really committed at 3 because she knew she wanted to get her line back. And then I think we saw a little bit of trouble here at 4. Slow off of 4. But this is where, for Brooke, a pass like 35, she knows she's got some wiggle room and did a smart job there to just let the ski run at 5, get the line, dig it out, put in that long pull, let the ski swing out for 6. All that matters is you find your way out those exit gates. So Brooke did a great job doing that. And, now she's going to have a shot at 11 meters, 38 off. She knows that to maintain her seating, she's got to get any piece of 2. And if she wants to improve upon her seating, she's going to have to get past 2. And, 3 would put pressure on 2 more to elevate their game. But I'm sure she'd love to find her way to the end of this pass. She certainly can do it. We were saying yesterday she took a little hiatus from skiing, studied for the MCAT. She had an injury, I believe an ACL. I've been there. That's very hard to rehab and work your way back from. So
here we go.
I'm sure she's happy to be skiing with no brace. Ooh, slow 1. Can she get outside at 2? I believe that's outside at 2. S-turn and back.
And to the wake. And I think that she'll be grateful that she survived this set more than anything else, and relying a lot upon the superior grip of those Pro Gear gloves that she has on.
Yeah, here we kind of see a similar story. Lefty, just like Ali Garcia. There's that extra line off of 1, but she does a good job sneaking out around that 2 ball. That's going to maintain her seating value above Ali Garcia for the moment. And it's going to send a message to Neely Ross on the dock that she needs to also get at least 2 to maintain her seed. So there are things to ski for out here in round 2. All these skiers to come, they still want to just get a feel for what things are going to be like, improve their seating. And right there, Brooke does a very smart job there getting the full 2.
All right, then. So a pair of 2s for Brooke Baldwin, 2 from the last round and 2 in this round. And certainly wasn't a smooth route to get there by any stretch of the imagination, but got there that she did.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Based on what we're seeing from these conditions, we may not see the opportunity for a whole lot of smooth, at least for a little while. We are moving towards low tide, and that should settle things down a little bit, maybe reduce the variables to primarily just the wind for a short while, and then the current's going to start flowing down the river and out towards the ocean, so it will align with the wind direction. And, perhaps that may be just less tricky. It may be intense, but you don't have these conflating variables. They're at least aligned, and, the skiers can decide if one direction is just substantially harder than the other and play strategy accordingly.
All right, here we go, folks, and we'll send it over to Zane with Brooke.
All right, hey, guys, I'm here with Brooke Baldwin. You saw you get off the water. A little bit of a rodeo, but we're into the final.
Yeah, that's the goal at the end of the day, to just try to make it into the finals, because then it's just a whole new game. But today was a little bit different than yesterday. It was like a little bit of a roller coaster, but that's okay.
Well, it must feel good. Back on the Pro Tour. Yeah. Got on the podium last weekend, and we're in the finals, looking to replicate that again this weekend.
I mean, yeah, of course, but I'm just going to do my best.
Well, do your best and have fun. We know you're having a great time, so we look forward to seeing you ski tomorrow, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Well, there you go. Right in that Big Dipper that's the slalom course here at Rabat. Going up and down and around the bends.
Yeah, we're doing our short 45-second wait, and we will be coming in. I believe we've got the same strategy as the first few skiers. 28 off start here for Neely, 34 miles an hour, until we hear otherwise. And, she's another one that we saw yesterday have a hard time getting off of that 1 ball down there at the ocean end. So, can she be the one to kind of break the code here today and turn that around, push her way down 38 off, and But we got to get warmed up with these first couple passes. As we've seen, they're not so easy either. 28 off. Here she comes into the course.
All right, here we go. Coming in from the Muhammad VI tower end of this course. The tide is still working its way out towards the Atlantic Ocean, and still having a lot of influence upon the execution of each pass, as that opener from Neely Ross is complete on 14.25 meters.
Yeah, and very solid. We didn't see any struggle. I feel like everyone has looked pretty good on their opener so far. Neely's our first right foot forward skier in this series. We've seen 2 lefties, and so we'll see if that makes a difference here in terms of how she's able to get some starts. Maybe gives her a slightly better chance of getting off that 2 ball at 38, breaking the tie with Brooke Baldwin. We'll see. And looks like we don't have the loud construction going on today, maybe being Saturday down there at that ocean end. We were having some piles driven yesterday. And
I think they're going to drive some more today.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, got that World Cup coming. You can't slow down too much. There's a big boom in development and growth here.
Not only that, but also the African Cup of Nations, which actually takes place a little bit towards the end of 2025, where Morocco will face Comoros, Mali, and Zambia in 3 matches in December.
Okay, so they've got things right on the front burner as well. And here we are. We're up heading towards the course, 32 off, 13 meters. You see some ski chatter there, even in the tailwind. And let's see how Neely can do. That's a nice start there at 13 meters. That's what she's looking for if she's able to get that direction going again at 38 off. Neely staying very committed on the backside of the buoy, running this pass early and up course. That's a nice rhythm there. She had a good swing from the boat all the way through, and those are 2 strong opening passes. Neely looks like she's on her game. I guess, like we said yesterday, she's already been on the water today, did some trick skiing, and so she's all warmed up. Her mind's already in competition mode. Had to pull, that quick reset, get out of tricks, get ready for slalom,
and get aggressive.
That's right. I mean, it's nothing she hasn't experienced before, so she is ready for this. And here we are, getting some more of the scenery.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a few folks in the shot there. There is Jeremy, our main tower cam shot, and we've got Connor Pesek, who is our remote boat cam. Somewhere in between him and Corey is Thomas Gustafsson, who is doing an absolutely fine job there with still shots, and Corey Vaughan himself, who not only is doing this with me, but he's also knocking it out the park on the slalom course as well, being the leader after round 1.
Yeah, well, today I get a little bit of a longer break between announcing here for the women and when I'll get to go, so that feels nice. I'll get to go back to my room, regroup a little bit, and try to keep an eye on the changing conditions and figure out what the strategy is going to be for today. But it helps to sit here with you, Tony, and get to break down what's going on out there. We are going to have a change in current by the time I go. So here we go. Neely needs to run this pass to maintain her seating or improve upon it. Ooh,
whoa, get
very
broken
aggressive
over
3.
off
She's
3.
going to have to work.
She's going to have to really, really get down. Oh, that's number 5. Oh, ski chattering underneath her feet there.
Yeah, that was a really good start, but we saw things get a little dicey coming off of that 3 ball. Similar to Brooke Baldwin, we had to see the second half of that pass turn into some grit and a strategy game, just a good course management. I think she was probably feeling pretty good about things here off of this 1. Got a good tight line. She's early coming into 2, and I think that plays in her favor. When things got a little sketchy, she had some room to spare because she was running early. Got just lost her hips because she got so much rotation out of that turn, and the line came tight. That wind kind of pushed the ski up under her. But just a smart job here, to stay on top of her ski off of 5 and get that strong pull to get out in around 6. So now it's kind of back to the same situation that we've been calling upon, which is she wants to find the start here at this 11-meter pass from the ocean end. She wants to get a clean one ball that's going to allow her to have a better shot at turning 2 and taking the lead outright, at least maintaining her seating value. She'd love to run this pass out here. And, we're behind her. We want to see it.
All right, there. Canadian skier, British driver, South African boat judge. Here we go. Neely Ross coming in 11.25 meters. Already has 2 from the round previous to this one, which is enough to see her ski in the final. Let's see what she does right here. There's round number 1, and so losing a couple of places in respect to seeding with one boy in 11.25 meters.
Yeah, just one spot. She's going to maintain her advantage over Ali Garcia, but she's going to slip right under Brooke Baldwin there. They were tied in the first round. Brooke is going to now have the superior backup. So as it stands right now, Neely would be second off the dock tomorrow. That's a good, man, we see that same thing. Looks like a good approach, and then can't find the line tension through the finish of the turn. And we watched it over and over again yesterday. It's going to be interesting.
Today.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting in the finals if we see some of these ladies switch up their game plan. If they haven't been able to crack the code 2 rounds in a row, either study film and certainly have a new approach, or change up your starting speed and line length and plan to do something from the opposite direction.
Yeah, and strategy is going to be key going forwards as we see the women's leaderboard for the women's slalom event. Currently, Jamie Ball still in the lead, taking her first round score into consideration. Ali Nicholson still in second, Vanessa Veek in third. Our next skier about to take to the water is currently in a two-way tie with fourth with Manon Costal. That skier to whom I'm referring to is Lana Bishop-Berger, coming to us out of France. And there you see the remaining other skiers beyond the scope of that. Brooke Baldwin currently in sixth, two-way tie with Neely Ross and Ali Garcia. And currently in last place right now is Chiara Bonneman. So we now go on to the next series, and that next series opens up with our next skier. It is going to be Alana Bischoff-Berger, followed by Manon Costar, Vanessa Veek, Ali Nicholson, and Jamie Bull.
Yep, and all of these skiers, they know that they are in the final, so there's no pressure on that front. This is going to be an opportunity to consider some strategy and trying to figure out that start from the ocean end. But we're going to take a pause and go check in with Zane.
All right, guys, I'm here with Neely Ross. We talked right before off camera, but she said conditions were way different today. So tell everybody at home, how they differed from yesterday to today.
Yeah, yesterday we were pretty lucky, especially when the girls skied. We didn't really have much wind out there, or current, honestly. Today there's a little bit of current, some wind. It feels a little rolly out there. Definitely skiable, just very different conditions than yesterday.
Yeah, and I kind of looked up the tide cycles. It changes like 45 minutes. So, that's kind of what you're running into. You got a totally different spot of where the tide's at. But into the final, into the trick final. So we're looking forward to seeing you there tomorrow. And, are you going to change anything up for your round tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to change some things in tricks. I'm going to change some things in slalom and see if I can, place a little bit higher. And, we're here to win, so.
Well, cool. Well, you've been looking great this weekend. Looking forward to seeing you ski tomorrow, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Thank you very much, and wonderful to see the shot of that building over there. That is the Grand Theatre of Rabat that was designed by the late Dame Zaha Hadid, who has produced a number of buildings architecturally with almost no straight lines, full of curves, known as the Queen of Curves when she was with us. Sadly passed on in 2016, but left a huge legacy of fine architectural superior buildings, including that Grand Theatre of Rabat, which we just saw. Ilana Bischoff-Berger.
Yeah, and we haven't mentioned yet, we've been talking about the wind and the current and how that plays a factor in the course and what it's doing on the ski, but a huge consideration for all of these skiers is the gate timing, and having opposing wind and current is not something that everyone gets to practice with. So right there, Ilana, I'd say, kind of had a slower, narrower gate. It's an opener, so it was not going to be consequential. But I think that as she comes back on the next pass, she's going to want a superior gate to that one. And but it's hard to tell when things are going two different directions. If you pull out too strong and that tail current carries you, you could have loose rope turning in, and that would be no good. So she started out a little bit more on the safe side, and she's going to have to kind of work her way into something slightly more assertive. So, now she's got a feel for it. She can get a feel from this other end, hopefully at a low risk, 32 off 13 meters. That's another warm-up pass for her. And I think that's why we're seeing this strategy of the 28 off start, kind of have two warm-up passes, one from each end, to get a sense of what that gate's going to feel like, what the start's going to feel like, and just what the conditions throughout the pass are going to mean for how you ride your ski.
All right, so continuing right along, he's Corey Vaughan. I'm Tony Lightfoot, and skier on the water at this time is Ilana Bischoff-Berger, who we saw for the first time on the Waterski Pro Tour last weekend at the Monaco Waterski Cup. But here we are in Morocco, and this is 30 meters for Ilana Bischoff-Berger.
Yeah, this pass looks a little bit more on offense right here, which I think is what she needed. Big five, good stuff right there.
I think she's trying to test out how much line tension she can get away with out there on the slalom course, because obviously trying to eye up the start for 11.25 meters coming back from that same direction.
Yeah, that's right. And I'd say, a similar thing. That start was certainly adequate to put her where she needed to be at 13 meters, but I think she's going to need something a little bit more assertive, a little bit higher on the boat, and bringing a little bit more energy and speed through that turn in if she wants to be the one to get off of that one ball and break through. So she's got a feel from it now from both ends. We said it last weekend in Monaco where there was some wind. She had the ability to tough it out and ski. She didn't always get exactly the hookup she wanted, the position she wanted, and she was able to keep going and adding buoys, which is going to certainly be an advantage this weekend in conditions such as we have.
All right, so our crew in the boat: Louis Palame from South Africa in the passenger seat, Nate McGarry from Great Britain in the driver's seat, Ilana Bischoff-Berger on a line length of 30 meters, getting ready to come back into the course.
Yeah, I think we just cut it to 12. Yeah,
yes,
35
indeed.
off.
12 meters, my bad. So as the boat makes its way towards the Hassan the second bridge, let's see what we have from Ilana Bischoff-Berger.
Certainly more power through the gate. She's outside of two. Which is
ski chattering there on number 3. Now she's really going to have to fight this one out. Oh no! And takes a big hit there. That boat needs to get there quickly.
I hear that boat powering back. The jet ski's heading over. That was a real out the front right there. We saw that front of the ski drop and catch. Ilana kept going. Like seeing her head above the water and moving, but she definitely seems to be in a bit of pain at the moment. We're going to have another look. She was using some of that grit and determination that we talked about just like we saw with the prior two skiers, kind of got in a little trouble mid-course, ended up in that situation where she was going to have to go long and strong to 6. Right there, that 3-ball seems very tricky.
That started the cascade in motion towards buoy number 4. Now it looks like she recovered a lot of her position back by number 4, but then here comes number 5. She got really, really loose. The boat got her after the second wake, and down she went.
Yeah, she was trying to hold on to everything there, and the boat was trying to pick her up, peel her up out of it. And to her credit, she was not letting go of it. She was committed until the end. Unfortunately, that end didn't quite make it around the 6-ball, and we're hoping that, it's just maybe a wind knocked out of your situation, shaken up, eyelids peeled back. That's some salt water blasting in your eyes too, by the way. Not pleasant. But we're hoping that she's going to be able to ice it off and be ready to go tomorrow. We're going to have another shot at it right here. What happened? That
really
ski tip
exposed.
kind of drops, and then she fully ejects. Good that she kept skipping across the water as much as it looks like her body flailing. It's sometimes the hard stop means you take all the impact at once. She's on her way back. We're not getting the 911 call here. So
David Gandola, our driver in the Tricks event, Johnny on the spot there with the jet ski heading on over there. She appears to be moving very, very gingerly at this point, and probably isn't in much of a talkative mood at this point.
She's assessing body parts. You're trying to figure out what hurts, how severe is it. Is it a stinger that's going to clear up in a short while, or are you going to need to seek some help? Looks like maybe that left arm, she's kind of holding the shoulder and letting the arm rest, almost like a sling.
So I'm sure medical personnel are on their way at this time towards the starting dock to medically examine Alara Bischoff-Berger.
Yeah, she's protecting the left arm, which does not make this phase of things very easy. Okay, she's safely back on land, and she will get evaluated, and we hope that we don't have a serious injury and that she's ready to make her bid at the finals tomorrow. But for the moment, she's going to have to follow the doctor's orders.
All right, and
it's a reminder that what we're doing out there, oftentimes you see it and it looks like poetry, it looks like art. This is the other side of that. That's the yin, and this is the yang right here. You are always, a nanosecond from something rather severe, and we've seen it before. We always try to keep that at a minimum. I do tip my hat to her for the commitment and the effort, and I've been there as well, and we're definitely wishing for her to be able to make a full recovery in only 24 hours.
It looks like our medical personnel is in place right now, assessing the health of Alana Bischoff-Berger of France. And our next skier about to take to the water with the unenviable task ahead of her. It is Manon Costar, the world champion from 2019. Let's see if she can clear whatever she just saw out of her mind, and just get the job done.
Yeah, you have to. You have to put that to the side and just focus on what you're doing, focus on your keys, be in the moment, make the best decisions that you can with what you have. Manon is a world champion and many-time event winner of, just about everything else out there. So, one of those people, certainly seen it before, and, she's going to just go out there, get ready to do her thing, and she's certainly going to want to elevate her score from 3 at 11 meters 38 off yesterday, and move up the rankings here, move up the seedings for tomorrow, put a little pressure on the top of the heap, and by the time she's getting to those critical passes, hopefully Ilana Set will be a thing of the past in her mind.
All right, so as we get ready with our Nautique towboat to head its way back into the course, a reminder that the TWBC YouTube channel is there for you. You can subscribe to it and be informed as to the next time we go live. And also you can be a part of the live chat as well. And speaking of which, I'm going to head on over and see if there's any more discussions going on, especially given the recent fall of Alana Bischoff-Berger.
Yeah, speaking of subscribing, I mean, of course I've done that, and beyond that, the YouTube algorithm has recognized that if it's a tournament day, the first thing in my feed is going to be the TWBC broadcast. I like that for convenience. It's going to be right there, and I'm not thinking about clicking on anything else that day. Here we go, Manon. Same strategy, 28 off 14 meters. Looking actually very cruisy here. Solid opener, looking good off of both sides. I like that gate a lot. I feel like she put some real energy into the pullout, and I think it paid off. I think she found something close to the mark that she's going to want to have at 35. So that was a good job, gauging the factors on her opening pass, which can be tricky to do. And she can use that now pass by pass, headwind, tailwind, flip-flopping current. And that's off to a good start. We got Vanessa Viek down there on the dock getting ready. Got the whole family here in Morocco. They've been keeping the vibes at the pool very strong all through the week. It's been great to see the kids having so much fun, making friends with the entire field. And it was kind of a treat yesterday, to wrap up so early and have plenty of time to relax, explore, enjoy Morocco. As Ali Garcia said, we're being well taken care of here. We had an absolutely dynamite lunch yesterday, and so we are enjoying our time in Morocco.
Not to mention last night with those the drone show that we had.
Yeah, I mean, that was just something like I haven't seen. We also had a 12-piece band. I mean, they were incredible. They had saxophone, slide trombone, the whole shebang. They had 12 of them up there at one point, and I was digging it.
Sounds like you wanted to join them.
Yeah, there was nobody really starting the dance party, and if my wife was here, I think that we might have together. But being solo on this one, I settled for tapping on the chair. And Manon, clean 32 off right there. We're going to go down and check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, here on the dock, just kind of giving a little bit of an update on Alana. Kind of took a little bit of out the front, and her shoulder was hurt. We had great medics at site come take care of her. Taking a look, we're not sure if the shoulder was dislocated or what had happened, but she's in good hands. They've got her taking a look at her, so we're hoping that she's it's not a terrible injury, but we hope her a quick and speedy recovery, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Well, thank you very much. Good to hear from Zane in regards to Lana Bischoff-Berger.
Yeah, I've had a similar experience. I'm hoping for her anyway. Of course, she took a fall right at the most high-speed, high-load place in the course, and with the intensity that we are bringing out there, injury is certainly possible. I didn't know what a shoulder stinger was. I'd heard the term from other sports, but I experienced my first one last year at the U.S. Nationals, and I thought I had dislocated my shoulder or maybe broken a collarbone, something like that. I thought, boy, this is not good. I'm going to be off the water for a while. But somehow over the course of about an hour, the pain subsided and the symptoms started to go away. And in the end, it didn't turn out to be a lingering injury, which I was thankful for. I hope that's the case for her as well. Now we've got Manon, 35 off. This is a nice one ball. We got to see how she does at this 3. This is the one that seems to be giving people some trouble. Manon looks good off of 3. Can she stay on her line? 4 and 5, and this is the best 35 we've seen today. No question about it. No struggle start to finish. So that is making a statement. And, of course, now she wants to be the one. I think that, she's really ratcheted up her gates on each pass compared to what we've seen so far today. She's going to need that here to be the one to get a clean one ball at this 11-meter pass. This was a great gate, tight off of one, kind of banking some time in case things get tricky, but then she was into 3 with a nice swing. She didn't overkill the buoy and kind of get that stoppage. She kept it moving right there really nicely, got her full load over to 4, and now she's just, playing this smart, finishing it out with great rhythm. Certainly no issues connecting off of 5, going to 6. The conditions are challenging, and she managed to move through them very nicely.
Coming to us originally from Aix-en-Provence and skiing in Lacanau these days. That is Manon Costar. As a crowd of folks continue to work their way towards the.
Well, this is really something for a viewing area. You can see the comfort. This is not all the skiers huddled under a tent trying to seek shade and find a bottle of water. This is a pretty luxe experience here for the skiers and the spectators alike. Okay, this is what we want to see. Manon, 38 off. She had 3 yesterday.
Let's see what she's got now. There's number 1. And it's
golly.
Not going to be anywhere close, so it's going to be half a buoy.
Man, she really committed there. I mean, she was going out there to run the pass, and she's experienced enough. She knows she had the gate and the approach. Things looked right in order to commit. Maybe a little slow on the gate. She's kind of got that edge out thing going on. Still, though, for Manon at 38, not only a big deal, and then, that same sort of loose rope at the finish, like that's too much to hold on to. You're not going to sacrifice your back in a qualifying round when you're into the finals. And so she's going to maintain her seeding at the moment, which I think is 4th. And with that, we are going to go check in with Zane.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Allie Nicholson, getting ready to go ski. We've kind of seen conditions are a little different, but the sun's coming out, the wind's kind of dying off. How are you feeling this morning?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting closer and closer to low tide as we go. I think the current's definitely still moving. We're having to deal with a little bit more current than we were yesterday. Scores overall, are pretty close, I think. But, yeah, I don't know. Excited to go out, get another round on the river and kind of get some experience. And then hopefully, just plan for tomorrow. So, obviously, save for the finals. So, yeah, just looking to go out and kind of gain a little bit more confidence, hopefully.
So are you going to do anything different this round, or are we going to stick to the normal game plan?
Yeah, no, probably normal game plan. Yeah, same old, I think. Just yesterday felt pretty good, so try to stay with that.
Well, cool. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you go out there and take a rip. And right now we'll send it back to you, Tony.
Thank you very much. And with that half a buoy at 11.25 meter score, that keeps her above Alana Bischoff-Berger, who scored 5 on 12 in this round. Having both tied in round number 1. So Manon Costar actually has the tiebreaker to tie break the 4th spot between herself and Alana. So next competitor up, representing Australia, it'll be Vanessa Wieck.
Yeah, Allie said she's not going to change her strategy, not going to change the game plan, but it's worth mentioning that the top 3 right now all started at 13 meters, 32 off yesterday. Allie typically starts there. She's going to continue to do so. But I think as we get ready to go into tomorrow for the finals, it'll be interesting to see which of the skiers who started at 14 meters today take note of the fact that all the top scorers are those who have kind of done everything in the opposite direction, and some may decide to opt for the 13-meter, 32 off start tomorrow. We'll see. Vanessa did it yesterday. I guess, the question's open. She's in the finals. She's in the 3rd seed. That can't be lost at this point for her. So she could change up her rope length just to feel everything from the opposite direction. That's a reasonable idea, just to see how things work, get an extra pass under the belt. But I guess we'll find out here in a moment. We'll get confirmation what she's starting at. Yesterday it was 13 meters, and that helped her land this third seed, and she's going to do it again today. 13 meters is her start. So sticking with what works. I think she's probably somebody who in practice and in other tournaments around the world kind of keeps it a little open. Starts sometimes at 28, starts sometimes at 32, and I think that's a great thing. If you can have two openers, you're more prepared for, changing it up in different conditions, the wind, current, whatever it is. This is a strong start here for Vanessa, looking solid so far in the course at 13 meters. There's that 5-ball, 6, no drama there. So we'll let her drop down, and in the meanwhile, we'll check in with Zane.
Yes.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Manon Costard. Into the finals, had a little bit of a tough setup there. You saw your friend kind of take a bit of a crash, and probably worried about her as you're getting in the water. But into Sunday.
Yes, into Sunday. It's not nice to see people hurting themselves anytime, and so of course it's hard to then go and focus on you. But I hope she's being well taken care of, the work will have to be done tomorrow. The ski set it's pretty challenging. The conditions one way and the other are so different. It's not just like the wind that we usually are used to. Wakes that behave differently and stuff. So pretty challenging to adapt from one pass to the other. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is tough because you've got the wind and the current going the opposite ways. The wind's kind of the same as the min yesterday, but they had the current moving with them, so it's kind of, headwind, or tailwind, and so it makes it a little challenging. But way to make it into the finals. Looking forward to seeing you get on the water tomorrow, and good luck to you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Excited for tomorrow.
Perfect, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, then. Thank you very much. There, Zane and Manon. As we get ready for Vanessa Wieck now. Starting in on 13 meters and coming back on 12. Corey, do you reckon that this could force the hand for many of our earlier competitors believing that's the more desirable
Oh, my.
condition?
Well, I was going to say that the other competitors are going to be having a look and, making some determinations based on what happens. But what happened right there was a good gate in 1, and then a really surprising 2. And so, just when you would think, if she ran that pass easy, which we all expected, competitors may be saying, well, I better take a hint and start at 13 meters. Now they're going to question that and say, well, gosh, there's some risk in that because 35 off from the ocean end with some tailwind, and it seems like a kind of a trickier start is that might be a risk. Like, that was a beautiful one. Let's see if we can figure out here. She just comes through and
just rears up.
Yeah, and really gets the line late to the point that the ski reared up and the tail kind of hung, so she couldn't even set it back down. I think if this was a finals, we'd have seen her kind of throw the kitchen sink at it. But look, that's as good a one as you want. Here she looks in good
ski
shape.
Bouncing a little bit.
It's definitely bouncing, but just so reared back off of that too, that in a qualifying round when you're already the third seed, there's no reason to waste your body's energy trying to sort that out. Not sure she's going to go back and look at this. I feel certain, but I'm not sure what she's going to be able to ascertain. I think it's going to be more a matter of, stay with the game plan, trust that was a fluke. These things do happen. I think it was, the right strategy, and just go ahead and let loose tomorrow. The conditions are probably going to be different once again, so don't question yourself. And we'll go down and get a word from her with Zane.
Indeed, we will.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with Vanessa Wieck. Obviously, conditions are definitely different than yesterday and way more challenging. And tell us a little bit about your set.
So the headwind was fine, very manageable. I ski in that sort of thing all the time. But coming back this way, it's a really strong head current. Like, I was getting pushed down into the barrier while I was waiting to be pulled back into the course. So I adjusted where I was going to pull out for my gate, and I just didn't even feel connected to the water. The current was moving so fast. And then I was just absolutely flying into 2. So I couldn't turn it. Yeah, it's challenging.
Well, hey, get that one out of the way. We got you into the final tomorrow. Hopefully conditions are, a little bit more like yesterday, and we see you go throw out a huge score in the final.
Thank you so much. And I mean, Nathan's doing such an amazing job of driving, and we're just so thankful to all the officials and everybody who's organised this event. It is honestly one of the best events on the planet, and all the skiers out there, if you can come next year, get yourselves organised and get here, because it is just like you make memories that you've never made before. So
yeah, if you're a pro skier sitting on the couch, you are missing out on this event. So looking forward to seeing you get out there tomorrow. Good luck, and we'll see you tomorrow. Back to you, Tony.
All right, now we've got the yellow bib taken to the water, Allie Nicholson. That bib represents reigning event champion. She won in Marrakesh last year. She made a good showing on the river yesterday, has secured the 2nd seed already. So she's got nothing to prove. This is for experience to try to reclaim the title. Jamie Bull sitting out a little ahead of her from the scores yesterday, but Allie going to have her chance to make a stab today. Now, it seems to be the case that scores, Vanessa's side, there's some similarity, but they're not up. We haven't seen anybody, I guess, aside from Ali Garcia, improved 1 buoy. No one else has been able to improve upon their score from yesterday, so it may be a tricky one in terms of, Ali having a shot at running 39 to take that top spot from Jamie. I'm not sure she's too concerned about that anyway, but, good to ride your ski, get a feel. We don't know, what the current and the wind will be doing tomorrow during the time of the final, so good to have experience with everything as much as possible.
All right, then. So the seeded skiers that we know that are through to the next round are basically everyone from 3rd seed all the way down to 8th. Albeit confirmed, we've got Vanessa Veek, who's number 3 seed right now. Manon Costar, who's currently number 4 seed right now, ahead of Alana Bischoff-Berger, who's now in 5th. You look down to the...
Brooke Baldwin, I believe.
Brooke Baldwin would be next up, and then it will be a toss-up between Ali Garcia and Neely Ross.
Yeah, it's right. I guess their scores are equal. However, Neely had the, I think, higher seed coming in, which I think that'll be used to just determine the order.
Indeed it will.
And so that's what we have. Ali, a little rear up at 1. She's going to have to do some work out the back at 2. Now that's all of a sudden proving to be a very tricky buoy. It got her just like it got Vanessa. So I don't know if Jamie Bull feels like she has something to think about here as she takes to the water. This far end down here seems to be the tricky one. Vanessa said the headwind's no problem, but this tailwind, I guess head current tailwind, that's similar. Just not being able to find line and just tailing out. Kind of a mystified look there on Allie's face. She's like, what was that? But nonetheless, she's going to retain her 2nd seed. Jamie Bull is going to have the top seed. That can't change at this point. She can only ski for experience. She can try to improve on her score from yesterday. It's looking like that's probably unlikely given the more challenging conditions today. But still good to feel. This could be what the skiers face tomorrow in the final. So, it's going to help inform your strategy, help inform your body, know how to move with the river. And, Jamie typically, almost always 32 off start. If she does something different, it'll simply be for some more time on the water, starting at 28 or something if she decides to do that, or having a look at things in a different direction. She's had the benefit of seeing what everyone else has done and can use that data to make a determination about what's going to give her the best advantage today to prepare herself to be top seed tomorrow.
All right, you are. So we're looking at the dock and seeing Jamie Ball in the blue jersey, the blue vest that signifies that she is the current women's slalom leader on the Waterski Pro Tour. Just trying to get settled in, and I think she's going to go in at 32 off. 32 off for her opening pass.
And, you know, I'm kind of turning around and looking. I don't have the tide chart and the time in front of me, but I'm trying to follow the foam and the debris in the water. I'm thinking that the current is actually starting to settle down a little bit, and but it's really the wind. I think that, you know, the wind is coming straight down the lake, and we're seeing some big chop. I mean, that's just a lot. Like we said yesterday, it doesn't take a whole lot when we're in a very big open venue to, you know, to get that water moving, to create some chop, to create some wind on the body. If we had a big row of trees down there on the dam end, then that would be one thing. But, Tony, you've got the tides up there. What are you seeing?
A high tide is going to be coming up in about low tide is coming up in 15 minutes. So 15 minutes until we experience extreme low tide, and then the water's going to be slack at that point, and then it will start to fill back in again.
Right. So we're getting some official word right now that we are going to finish out the women's series here. We got Jamie Bull taking to the water, 13 meters, 32 off. After Jamie skis, we are going to take a pause. It's an undetermined amount of time, but in order to try to create fairness for the men's field, we are going to try to stop, evaluate conditions, see if the wind shifts around. You know, it's a great time for the current with the men starting, but it's not a great time with the wind, and we want to keep safety and fairness in the forefront. And with that, we are going to go down and check in with Zane.
All right.
All right, hey, guys, I'm here with Allie Nicholson. Man, conditions look treacherous out there. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's rough out there right now. It's bumpy. I think there's definitely more current today than there was yesterday, but my first pass, my ski was chattering like crazy. So I was watching Jamie right there. Like, it's windy, it's bumpy, it's rough right now. So I don't know if the earlier girls had it maybe a little bit better. The wind's kind of picking up now, but definitely challenging. Hoping for better tomorrow, hoping for better scores tomorrow for sure. But, tomorrow's a new day, so today was just kind of a round to try to go learn. Not sure what I learned there, but it was tough.
Yeah, I think that's one of those ones you just want to throw over there on the bank and kind of forget about. But, hey, you're into the final. You're going to be the second seed going in, so good luck, and we look forward to seeing you ski tomorrow.
Thanks.
All right, Tony, we'll send it back to you.
Thank you very much. And we just saw Jamie Ball run her opening pass just a few moments ago, that opening pass being at 32 off of 30 meters, as we see Nate McGarry doing a fantastic job out there with our women slalomers. Louis Palamé in the passenger seat of that Nautique towboat at the Hassan II bridge end.
Well, and all of a sudden, we've seen 35 off from this end get tricky. Both Allie and Vanessa struggling at the two ball. You know, let's see, Jamie's been skiing so strong. You know, she wants to break her way through that, but there's a lot of wind on the water. You see it right there, just pushing on the ski, chattering. She's staying with it, staying strong.
With this pass.
She's going to stand it up. That was just a decision. Yep, she tapped her head to come back to the dock. She didn't even attempt. She was actually in okay position at that four ball. But she said, I got to feel I've got nothing left to ski for. I'm top seed. And with that, we are going to prepare to come into a pause. As I said before, we don't know the duration. What we're going to do here is let the chief judge and the panel keep an eye on the conditions. As we said, if the wind shifts direction, not even changes its speed too much, but shifts direction, all of a sudden we can become very skiable again. The current actually right now is going to be at its closest to its best. So stand by, come back and join us when we hit the water. We will try to give everyone the best heads up that we can. But in the interim, I guess we're going to do a little bit of a chow for now, eh, Tony?
All right, so just looking at this instant replay once again with Jamie Bull, and she looked pretty on, looked to be in this pass, but even someone like a two-time world champion knows that there are limitations to some things out there on the slalom course, and skiing for 4, able to survive this round of slalom. And with that in mind, let's check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm getting ready to sit here to interview Jamie Bull, kind of talking to Rob, letting him kind of know about conditions. Hey Jamie, conditions are absolutely, they look super tough out there. So, what did it feel like to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is kind of what we expected out of River. Like yesterday was a bit of like shocking conditions and like no wind, and the current was pretty relaxed. And then today we got exactly opposite, like heavy wind, heavy current, going opposite directions, and it's kind of scary out there, It's like massive chop, and definitely want to walk away uninjured. So kind of just feeling it out, because tomorrow could be anything. We don't really know what it's going to throw at us, so trying to feel it out. But yeah, it's like you got like serious chop coming back. The currents, it's a head current tailwind, so I feel like I'm skiing through mud super slow, but then the wind is like pushing me like crazy, so I can't turn. Plus, I have no line. So it's like you kind of just survive the turn, pull across the wakes, and you'd be able to get it done, like get through 35, but there's no way I'm running 11 in that tailwind with a head current. Zero chance.
Well, at least you made the final, and I also want to point out you are the only other person than Corey Vaughn to run 10.7 yesterday, beating all the boys. So great job on that, and I'm looking forward to seeing you get out there and take a rip tomorrow in the final.
Yeah, let's hope for yesterday's conditions again tomorrow, and it'll be fun.
Well, hopefully we'll get those. We'll kind of do the dance for for the weather gods, and hopefully we get better wind. But good skiing. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, and we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, thanks a lot there, Zane, and indeed to Jamie, who has the number 1 seed going into the women's slalom final, which will take place tomorrow, based upon her 6 buoy at 10.75 meter score from yesterday. Ali Nicholson, 1.5 at 10.75 meters, still holds a 2nd seed. Vanessa Veek holding on to 3rd seed with 5 at 11.25 minutes. A change in the seeding, or at least more of a clarification so far as the seeding is concerned. Manon Costar holds the minimum score tiebreak ahead of Alana Bischoff-Berger. With 4th and 5th respectively. Brooke Baldwin in 6th spot right now. Neely Ross and Ali Garcia in a perfect tied situation, with their primary score being 2 and their secondary scores being 1. And Kiara Bonneman in 9th spot on the outside, looking in respect to making it to the 8-skier final in the women's slalom competition. And with that in mind, let's check in with Zane.
All right, hey guys, I'm here with a couple of the men's skiers. I know you guys have kind of been over there talking to the judges and everything. Nate, what are you hearing from the judges?
Well, it sounds like we're going to pause the men's skiing for right now. Just with the conditions getting so rough, we saw the last couple girls go out there and not complete their second pass. So I think, for us, sounds like we're going to hold off for maybe see if it gets better or wait till tomorrow. I'm not sure.
Okay, and Thomas, I mean, it looks. We saw the ladies ski, and I mean, it was rough. We saw somebody kind of get injured out there, and I'm not so sure that happened to the wind, but I definitely think that it's a good call to keep you guys off the water right now.
Yeah, I think when safety comes first, for us skiers, they made a call to stop for now for slalom, and I think conditions are getting actually worse than what they were like 10 minutes ago. So, I mean, if there's a risk that we're gonna get hurt, it's probably a good call to stop for now.
And so what about you, Will? You think you'd like to ski in this?
No, I wouldn't like to ski in this at all. No. I think we saw the potential of it yesterday with Corey running 10.75. That's not going to happen right now. And then with the guys hungry to make the final, they're going to take extra risks. And I think in these conditions, they're making a great choice. I mean, they've kind of said it from the beginning. If there's a chance it can get better, we'll try and ski when it's better.
Yeah, and I mean, for our viewers at home, like you guys ski faster, so y'all are generating more speed. So, as y'all are going across the water, this chop is going to be, just that much worse for you guys. So I agree. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, and I mean, now you have the accumulation of wind and current, which is kind of creating a head current, head tailwind is just creating a bit more of a peaky punchy roller, I guess you could say, and I don't want to ski in that for sure.
Well, I'm glad that they've kind of put it on pause for you guys. Hopefully we'll get better conditions. I know they're going to try to set you guys up for the best conditions so we can get the best scores, and hopefully we get a little bit more like tomorrow. But I look forward to seeing you. Maybe tonight, yeah, exactly. So I look forward to getting you guys out on the water. I'm super stoked to see all three of you guys ski, and right now we'll send it back to you, Tony.
All right, then. So we'll continue on with our coverage right now as we go into a pause situation. The game show that's winning rave reviews all across the world. It is Pick Your Pass. So, Corey, do you have any pass in mind?
Oh, I thought you were going first. Okay, now I'm on the spot. Let's see here. What was a great pass we've got yesterday and today? Well,
what about you?
I mean, I'll let you say that. I'm not going to be the one that picks me, but I'll watch it.
All right, then. Let's watch Corey Vaughan.
Which pass? Do you want to see my opener?
No, I want to see the 39.5 off pass, 10.75 meters.
That was an ugly one. Look,
yeah,
buckle up, everyone.
It was ugly, but it was effective. You actually creating a new course record here at this. But, I mean, just take a look at these conditions right here. This was from yesterday. Corey Vaughan, 10.75 meters. And,
I mean, it's certainly superior to yesterday. I mean, not like skiing at Swiss Ski School or something like that. I think that's why maybe it got so off the rails, if we want to call it that. But I think this is kind of my background. Just throw the kitchen sink at things, keep hanging on. And, this is also when you're thankful to have Greeny up there. He's not going to lose the faith on you. Just going to kind of keep that boat running.
Just suck that line out.
That's if I've got one thing, Tony, I've got that. That's I guess well rehearsed at this point. Someday I'm going to maybe ask Vince to put a compilation together of me just going out the exit gates and you going, "Oh my word!" Okay, is this the 41? I liked this one ball. I felt like I was on a line, but here's things are a little tricky. There's some push. I just came back to the hand a little too quick there and had that loose rope that we saw out of a lot of people and kind of was getting pushed down, tailwind, tail current.
And what was going through your mind at that point? Because, I mean, you were probably figuring that a good portion of the other skiers may have actually produced a score somewhere along the same lines, if not a little bit better.
Well, yeah, I was out kind of early in the field, and so I went with the 35 off strategy, starting strategy, and then I thought, well, it was effective, and it took the lead. I thought everyone might go for that, and then I had the good enough one there that in my mind I was going to go to 3, and when I didn't get there, I was like, oh, man, I've left the door open. I mean, we've got the best skiers in the world here, and everyone is on fire, so I was a little nervous at that moment, but then we didn't really see everyone run with that strategy, and so, it'll come into play. Hopefully we get the opportunity to get everyone out there today, and they'll get to make a choice about what they want to do. So, but for now, I'm very happy, and my goal was to be able to breathe deeply from yesterday through the second round today, and I managed to get that much done. So that's where we stand. And are we still playing Pick Your Pass? Do I have to pick one now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, the one that jumps out at me would be Alana Bischoff-Berger, just because it's it's kind of the story of today so far. It's the reason that we're taking the pause, and I think we just want to take the opportunity also to wish her well again and give her the spotlight. Before that happened, I was testifying to her grit and determination. We saw it in Monaco, and here it was back in play today, and unfortunately leading to a bit of a crash. But hopefully she's getting iced up. Hopefully it is just a stinger and it's starting to let go of the pain and the lack of mobility, and she'll be ready to take some big swings again tomorrow.
Maybe a little bit of activity in the swimming pool might help.
Yeah, I mean, I must say yesterday myself, I decided to take a little plunge in the pool and just experience some zero gravity. It's a lot lot of force on the body yesterday, and so we're going to take a last look at things here, and we're going to get ready to push pause on this game.
All right, then. So we're pausing at the end of the women's Series 1 Round 2 of slalom. We've identified the skiers that have made it through to the next round of the competition, so congratulations to them. We're pausing due to conditional concerns, and as we take one last look on this broadcast of the Mohammed, the Sixth Tower, the Grand Theatre of Rabat, and orbiting around the Hassan II Bridge. My name is Tony Lightfoot. He's Corey Vaughan. And when we do come back and return to live broadcasting, we will have the men's slalom event Series 3 Round 2, and then we'll work our way towards the remaining 2 series in this round. But for now, this is Tony Lightfoot saying ciao for now from the Kingdom of Morocco.
My name is Thibaut Dalen, and I'm the broker of Dalen Real Estate. And today, I want to show you some of our special listings located in Florida's world-famous Waterski hotspot.
Old logic says success is determined by wins. It says you can't be a mother and a professional athlete, that you can't take on giants. New logic says watch me. Watch me become the most decorated track and field athlete in the world. Watch me start a brand designed by women, for women. When old logic holds us back, it's up to us to defy it.